Waiting for this thing to publish. That's it.
Oh, that's
it's in queue to publish.
So it's really not live yet, technically.
In the process.
I see. Okay. All right. So hopefully you guys will be able to watch soon here on
should be good.
On YouTube, which I think we are live now on YouTube. There you go. It's a beautiful thing. So we are out here at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, which, as you can see, right under this beautiful mic flag, you see the address there that Bill always puts the info a lot of times on how to reach us or where we're at. And this is your opportunity to come on out and maybe get one of these beautiful Supras that are out here. Man, that Supra's badass. Anyway, so we got a lot of things to talk about. Last night, the Heat defeated the Pacers 122-108, and it got a little testy between T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler. And I got to tell you something, and it's not because I want to, play the, old man, get off my lawn thing. It was fun yesterday a little bit. I got a little chuckle out of it, but that's not an altercation, okay? It's not really. You're not getting clotheslined, okay? He tugged on Jimmy's arm on the drive or whatever, and I know Jimmy said that, I don't know, whatever he said to him, that we'll see each other, all that good stuff. But when I look at it, okay, it's much to do about nothing, really. And I got to tell you something, TJ's kind of a moron because he actually won the battle of the mind, if you think about it, right? Because he has the penalty, right, the foul, and then, they have the exchange, all that. They got the timeout, everything breaks, and then the next play comes, and TJ is checking him, right? And out of the frustrations of all of that, Jimmy then jams his shoulder right into TJ. Success. You got a turnover. You got a T on Jimmy. The part that you're stupid is you now then go after him and start, doing all the gyrations, and then they get your ass out. Because then you're taunting the guy. Dude, you were successful. You got in his mind. And Jimmy failed there at that moment. Jimmy can say whatever he wants after the game and say, well, he's not at my level, but you let him get in your head. Because if you didn't let him get in your head, you wouldn't have driven your shoulder into him. Look, man, if you want me to handle this like Joe Fan, okay, like some of these guys probably that did it today on radio, and, acted like this is like some incredible accomplishment or this is, it was nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. And actually, Jimmy really needs to kind of check himself a little bit there because he kept losing his cool in the process. He by miracles, he didn't get thrown out. Okay? Because then you're taunting back with the kisses. Again, fun. But it's not P.J. Brown flipping somebody. It's not Van Gundy hanging on the legs of Alonzo Mourning. It's not Alonzo boxing or trying to hit. Was it Pat Ewing in those days? Who was it that he was trying to swing at? I forgot who he was trying to swing at those days.
I think it was Ewing.
Okay, but my point is, when you kind of live the 90s, what happened yesterday, you laugh at it. The millennial thinks this is like something like, wow, my Lord, they had an exchange. Jimmy and TJ, we can't wait for March 20 because Jimmy then circled it on his IG, which, again, shows you that TJ is in his head. Don't tell me that he's not at your level. And you know what? Let's hear from Jimmy Butler. Let's hear his comment after the game because, it kind of goes with what we're talking about. Go ahead. Let's play it. You playing the clean version? All right, let's play the version that they had to play on television.
Scoring dynamic. Now replicate.
I think it's tough both for him because I can guard him and he can't guard me. Like at the end of the day, that's what.
Scoring dynamic.
It wasn't about me or my message.
You sure you have the soundbite there? All right. Anyway, so we'll try to get that soundbite for you. But now, listen, when Jimmy is out there, he's got to keep his cool because this wasn't an important moment. This wasn't a playoff game, and you can't waste your time with T.J. Warren. You just can't, dude. You got to be smarter than that too. And he was fortunate yesterday. Okay? It was a fun little moment, a little, bogus exchange, all of that. I don't think it was anything that he should have gotten. Now, I don't know what he told him. That's the part that Jimmy talked about that we're not privy to. Now you got it? All right, let's hear Jimmy Butler.
I think it's tough for him because I can guard him and he can't guard me. Like at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. But like I said, I think you just got to watch your mouth in certain situations. There's something that you just don't say as a man. And I mean, he got to see me the next time because I feel like what he said was truly disrespectful. And it's all good because we see him again. I ain't scared of nobody. So, he talking about, oh, we're going to fight, this, that. It is what it is to me.
And then what did you notice the middle finger from him, and was the blowing of the kiss?
He's soft. He's not even in my league, like nowhere near me. And if I was their coach, I would never put him on me ever again. He's like, no, put somebody else on me because I'm a Taz every time we play. So he's trying.
So there you go. That's Jimmy Butler. But again, don't tell me he's not in your league and then you fell for the banana in the tailpipe because he baited you. And you fell for it. A lot of people are spinning this like this was like this big victory for Jimmy and all that. Yeah, he got TJ out, but TJ got to him. And it's a little bit of a It's you know what it is? It's a little bit of a preview that you hope you don't see again as the season goes on, because somebody else can see that and say, you can bait Jimmy. You can get him. Because TJ got him. He got him. He got the turnover. He got the technical foul. The problem is he then started with the taunt. And then the middle finger, which we didn't get to see on camera, but I'm sure that's going to end up. I don't know if they suspend you. I know they're going to fine the hell out of him for that finger. There's no doubt about that. Okay? I don't know what the fine is, but there'll be a fine. And I don't know if there's a suspension that goes with it, if they suspend you for a game or something along those lines. And look, does it add a little fire to it? Of course. By March 20, they're going to have Oladipo too. Because Oladipo is targeting a game, let me see, I wrote it yesterday. He is targeting the Bulls game January 29th, actually. And March 20 is the next time they play. So they're going to be at full go with their star leading their way. So that'll be very, very interesting how it plays out. But if I'm Spo, I'm having a conversation with Jimmy and saying, hey, you know, it all worked out yesterday, but you got baited, and you got to be careful with that. You lost your cool. And we got lucky there in the exchange because they, in a way, you could easily throw them both out. Because Jimmy was a little out of control, throwing the shoulder, frustrations. Then he's blowing the kisses, which is no big deal, but it's your own way of taunting too. So if you had a Steve Javie or a Nick Bavetta, he might have thrown both out. I'm just saying, it was fun. It was one of those where Jimmy got the best of him in the end. But don't kid yourself. that was a moment of weakness also for Jimmy. And he's got to be a little better and a little bit more mature in that area because you heard even the announcers, while that was going on, it was like, well, Jimmy needs to calm down because they need him and all that stuff. And I know they had a big lead and all of that, but you don't want to lose Jimmy either. And you don't want it to escalate because you might be losing him not just for that game, it maybe ends up becoming a suspension for another game down the line. Like TJ Warren, you lost him for the rest of that second half, and I don't know if the middle finger is going to lead for you, getting a suspension for a game. So now you'll lose him for another game. And they need him because he's one of their main scorers now without Oladipo there. All right, so I just, I get everything that happened yesterday, but if you want brutal honesty about what happened yesterday, I just told you the brutal honesty. You want to play the fluff game? Go ahead. Play the fluff game. And make it sound like he accomplished something big or something, and this was some big exchange or anything along those lines. Hey, by the way, what were we going to say?
The ref immediately stepped in and grabbed Jimmy. What? If he doesn't do that where he was going, maybe it does escalate to physical, and then all bets are off.
TJ Warren baited his ass.
Yes.
And got him in there, hook, line, and sinker. Okay?
And that's like
completely
in a chess game, a pawn for a rook.
Yeah. Where he failed was the taunting after. But if he just stops there at the moment and lives off of the turnover and the tech, you get a point, you get the possession.
Yeah.
You're in his head. Now you can keep playing that game where you might bait him to kick him out of the game.
Yeah, get another tech easily.
I'm just saying, because I know Fluff Radio is not going to say this because nobody really looks at it like that. So they're going to talk about, he got the best of TJ Warren and all that. And please give me a break. I'm not going to be freaking out about a altercation that wasn't even an altercation. Okay. I watched Larry Bird and Dr. J grab each other by the neck. All right? Altercation. Give me a break. Bunch of Mickey Mouse millennials.
You're talking about when they played football down in the paint.
I'm just talking about Bill Lambier, and I'm talking about Rick Mahorn, and I'm talking about Nick's Heed, and I'm talking about, I know what real altercations are. I know what real physical basketball is, okay? And that yesterday was none of it, all right? He grabbed his arm down the lane because he got beat. That's it. Warren knew that he was going to get beat, so he grabbed his arm to slow him down, and he got the foul. Big deal. It's not, what was the name of that dude that he wasn't anything? Pittman for the Heat, and he clotheslines Rondo. You remember that? The whole thing between the Celtics and the Heat, and then we send Pittman in, and Pittman just clotheslines the crap out of Rondo. And that's not 90s basketball. That was just a few years back. You do that, now we're talking about some kind of an altercation. What I saw yesterday, come on, man. Give me a break, dude.
You know what? Maybe when Jimmy's dancing, he likes to do the spinning. He doesn't like to get spun.
Maybe.
Okay?
Maybe. That could be it. We're at Toyota of Hollywood, by the way. And they're open till midnight out here at 1841 North State Road 7, a couple blocks down from that big, beautiful guitar. They've got over 1,500 cars and trucks in stock right now. Hey, look, pre-owned 2020 Toyota Corolla LE. Not $22,000, not $16,000. How about $13,775? You want some great deals on some great pre-owned vehicles? 2019 Toyota CHR-LE. Only $16,775. 2019 Tacoma Access Cab SR. Not $26,000, not $21,000, $18,775. And you can get it at Toyota of Hollywood and tell them that Big O sent you. Now, I got to tell you, this is something that really stood out to me yesterday. You want to talk, okay, we talked about the fluff yesterday in the game, okay? let's talk about substance. All right. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Everybody else is talking about the fluff in the game. I gave you the substance on Jimmy Butler in that situation. And nobody's going to give you, by the way. Okay? Guaranteed nobody's going to do it at all. But anyway, here's the other thing of substance that came in yesterday. Miami Heat went into this game 9-9 on the road. Now, let me explain something to you. 9-9 is not terrible. It's not. If you're dominant at home like they are, and you're 500 on the road, and you're going to win 20 of your 41 games on the road, and they're, I believe, like 16-1, Bill, right? 15-1?
Yes, we have the best record at home in the league.
Right. Okay, so Mr. Math, what does that extrapolate over 41 games?
Oh, would do 2.5, maybe, like 2.5 losses.
Yeah, so let's go with 4 for the hell of it. So that's 37 losses. 37 wins, right?
Yeah.
And if you win half your road games, that's a 57-win season.
It's a hell of a season.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Half is good. Spo comes out, and he tells his team, we're a mediocre team on the road, And when you have a high standards, you want to have also a winning record on the road. The great teams have winning records, not by much, but they have a winning record on the road. And it's not easy to win on the road in the NBA. It's just not. I don't care what city you're in. And yesterday, that team responded. And then they didn't just respond. They kicked Indiana's ass. And mind you, okay, this is a 3-game road trip. Your next game is Friday in Brooklyn and then Sunday in the Knicks. You just won the hardest game of the road trip. So you easily have a shot at going 3-0 on the road, and Spo knew that. Spo knew that by having the tough practices, sending the message, hey, we're 9-9 on the road, and light a fire in their ass right before the most difficult game. Now, as a professional, which is what you hope that he will handle this as, you now won the Indy game. You cannot lose Brooklyn and the Knicks because then that game doesn't mean as much. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a professional, you have to look at that game and say, all right, hey, man, let's buckle down again like we did against the Pacers, because if we beat the Pacers, let's beat the Nets and let's beat the Knicks and let's make this a 3-0 road trip. All of a sudden, you come back from the road and you're 12-9. Now that record starts to look a little better on the road by picking up 3 wins. But do not overlook the fact that Spo pulled that trick right before this road trip started and on the toughest game, because he knew that it would be better to send it than after Indiana and you lose and you say, hey, you see, we're 9-10. We suck on the road. And then you beat the Nets and then you beat the Knicks. And, yeah, you feel good, but you're still kind of sour about losing that Pacer game. Now you got a way of feeling really good at the end of this 3-game road trip. Yesterday, Spo was asked about challenging his team as to become a better road team.
It wasn't about me or my message. It was about this team taking ownership of what we've done so far on the road. And nobody has felt great about that in the locker room. And one of the qualities of this team has been to own things that we haven't been doing well and try to correct it.
And they did it yesterday. That was good. And that also shows you, and listen, I know some of you out there, just like myself, we've had this conversation with others, right? You have that silly friend of yours that thinks that Spo can't coach, or an idiot like Dion Waiters, right? I mean, Dion Waiters still thinking he can't coach? Because they have the second best record in the NBA. Yeah. I mean, number two in the conference, I'm sorry. Number 2 in the conference. Second best in the conference, not the NBA. I mean,
with Boston's loss, we are number 3.
Yeah,
all by
number
ourselves in
number
the
2.
whole, but number 3 in the whole league.
Oh, yeah, the whole league, yes.
Yep, with
they were
Boston's
4.
loss.
Yeah,
Yep.
they were 4, exactly. Yeah, and by the way, that was one of the ones I lost yesterday. Kemba comes back, and he gets ejected in the game. You want those bad beats?
It's a conspiracy against you, O.
You want a bad beat? Okay, I go, hey, take Dallas, Denver over. Dude, they were cruising to go over 220. They need 19 points to get over 220. There's 5:47 left in the fourth quarter. 19 points between Denver and Dallas in 5:47. I thought it would be done within 2-3 minutes. Forget 5:47. Dude, they must have scored 6 points the rest of the way. It didn't go over. I was like, oh, man. I thought I had that one in the bag yesterday. But anyway, let me get back to Spo. The fact that he sends this message, right, to this team and they respond is also a sign of respect for the coach, too. And I think we kind of know overall that the respect is there. I think most of us overall know, we have the common sense that Spo is a freaking awesome coach. He's not a good coach. He's not an all-right coach. He's not an average coach. He's an exceptional coach. Okay? When you talk about X's and O's, when you talk about understanding the game, his players, his rotations, all that stuff, he's usually 8 steps ahead of the rest of us. Okay? And for him to come out and challenge this group, and for him to get that kind of a response, not only from the team, but it's also a young team. And that's really hard to get consistency out of a young team, to get professionalism out of a young team, which is kudos, one, to the Heat front office, that when you're drafting a player, you're drafting him with the maturity and the responsibility that you expect Tyler Hero will handle it, and Kendrick Nunn will handle it, and Carlos Silva will handle it, and Duncan Robinson will handle it, and Bam will handle it, and Winslow. All of those things. It's really important. And when you also are a coach, you got to also have the kind of players that you can reach and you can challenge and you can press those buttons and that they're going to respond. And when they do, that obviously means that they are completely in tune with the coach and they respect what he's saying. And that's exactly what you saw yesterday. Flat out respect for Eric Spoelstra. That was impressive yesterday to see that take place and to watch them respond. That tells you that this coach has made a lot of inroads, not just with their play, but also with that respect factor that they know they've got to respond to this guy because he's in charge. These are the things that you'll never get with the Cowboys as long as Jerry Jones is the guy holding the press conference and the last word. That's always going to be a problem. You don't get it here because the last word that you hear is always Spo. You only hear Pat on the offseason. That's it. Why? Because Pat understands he's got to give Spo the respect of being the voice of the franchise so everybody else can respect him. And not, he's just my do boy. Because a lot of people also thought that. Well, yeah, he's just a puppet. I mean, by now, outside of the moron that is Dion Waiters, is there anybody out there that you're actually thinking that he's not a good coach? Seriously. That can't be the case. Well, Bill, you play fantasy football, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, we got a story, and there's a gentleman, and his name is Cyrus Wittig. I think that's how it's pronounced. And he lost a fantasy football bet, okay? Now, have you ever heard of the Waffle House Challenge?
Not until you mentioned it today. And I don't know that many do. I mean, that's a little bit off the wall.
Right. I don't know much about the Waffle House Challenge. But apparently, he had to take the Waffle House Challenge for losing this fantasy bet. Now, the Waffle House Challenge goes like this. you've got to be in a Waffle House for 24 hours. You know, Waffle Houses are open 24 hours. So you can literally park your ass in a table there for 24 hours. Here's the caveat to it. If you want to get out before the 24-hour cycle, you've got to eat that many waffles. So if you eat 4 waffles in 24 hours, you can stay there for 20 hours and leave. If you eat 19 waffles, then you're only staying there for 5 hours, right? So think about that. I mean, are you going to eat 24 waffles in a 24-hour period? I mean, come on, dude. Seriously. So Cyrus ended up documenting this entire thing, right? And if you want to check it out, you can go to his Twitter page. He's got a Twitter page. He's actually the play-by-play voice of Henderson State Athletics. Okay? So we're going to have a play-by-play voice for Henderson State Athletics on as he did the Waffle House Challenge, which I had never heard of in my life. But he was documenting the whole thing all throughout, and I'll give you like a couple of excerpts from it as he documented this whole thing. Here it is. And go to Barstool Sports, their website. The article is there, and you can read it. But he's documented like hour by hour how many waffles he's eaten, how he has mixed it up and added blueberry to one of them and all that stuff, trying to kind of get it, you know, trying to get through the whole thing and trying to cut down. And so it's a funny story. I mean, think about it. You got to stay at a Waffle House for 24 hours. And he talks about watching. He gets to know the Waffle House workers and the shift change and all that. And now Harry is leaving, and here comes John. And all, I mean, it's just, it's funny. It's actually
Did he maybe start bussing tables at one point, man, just to have something to do?
You know what? That's what we're going to ask him. So the idea is we're going to have Cyrus on in a couple minutes here. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to get Cyrus Wittig on. He is the play-by-play voice of Henderson State Athletics. He is the man that took the Waffle House Challenge. All right? We will do that next.
I think he's a young man that
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19. Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SCT, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. We are back, and we promised you that Cyrus Wittig would be kind enough to join us. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name the right way there. I hope it is Cyrus. I know Cyrus it is, but Wittig. Did I get it right, Cyrus?
Yeah, you're right. You're right on. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, my last name is Alzagari, bro. So trust me, I'm I'm used to people butchering my name. All right. So we were talking about your story. First of all,
Sure.
What kind of a fantasy sports bet was this? Because normally it's like a season thing. So walk us through what this bet was that you made.
Yeah, so this is a season bet for us. You know, obviously it's just kind of the league's losers punishment for the season. So we had a few other ideas thrown around. You know, obviously punishments travel through the grapevine of fantasy football. I've heard some good ones, but I heard about this one before the season even started, and I knew that if I lost, I wasn't trying to lose, but if I lost, this was the challenge for me. So it was just destiny that I bite the bullet and get into it.
Okay, so you were the worst team in your fantasy league? Is that what it was?
So I was in the bottom of the league, and then I lost all my playoff games. So I didn't finish with the worst record, but we just continued to do it. So if you lose the consolation bracket, then you're the league loser. So the people who aren't competing for the championship still have some stake in the game.
Aha. Okay. All right. So now, I had never heard of this Waffle House Challenge. So now, in prior years, give me another thing that you guys made the loser do.
I'm trying to think. You know, we made our loser wear a toe ring for a while, but I don't think he did it. We made one of our losers contact like a multi-level marketing company, and do like a month-long juice cleanse or something. Not a month, a week-long juice cleanse. I'm trying to think some other punishments. You know, I've never been around to close to losing the league before. I'm usually in the playoffs, so I haven't really paid attention to much of the punishments. But this one I did for sure.
Okay, all right. So you got to take the Waffle House Challenge, and for those of you just tuning in, Cyrus Wittig lost his league, so he had to take on the Waffle House Challenge. That means you got to sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours. Now, you can shorten your stay by eating a waffle, and every waffle you eat, it shaves an hour off. So Cyrus was on social media kind of documenting his stay there, the shift change, all of that. So how many waffles did you finally end up eating?
I ended up eating 12. I sat down at 9 a.m., started eating at 10 a.m., crushed a bunch of waffles, crushed about 6 waffles in the first couple hours, and then did 6 more over the course of the day, which was not a great strategy. But if I could do it over again, I do think differently. But at the same time, it turned out to be, I think, the funniest way to go about it. So I'm glad I just went into full attack mode and got as many down as quick as possible, and then just kind of let hilarity ensue.
Okay, so wait a minute, hold on a second. You ate how many? You said total?
I ate 12 waffles total.
Okay, so then you had to stay there 12 hours. When it's all said and done, I gotta ask this, dude. How many times did you go to the bathroom? Are you allowed to go to the bathroom?
You're allowed to. You know, the bathroom rules were nothing was set, so you're allowed to go to the bathroom. You can do whatever you want. You know, it wasn't nothing, surprisingly nothing too bad. You know, there was a lot of stomach pain, but nothing too grody.
Wow. Did you measure yourself out or weigh yourself after how much weight you gained?
I didn't. I think you can tell in my face. My face is a little bit plumper. And when I took my second photo, I took some photos with the first shift of the Waffle House crew, and then the second. And my face is definitely a little bit plumper in the second photo. But no, I didn't officially weigh myself, but I had to have gained it at least. I gotta say, 7 to 10 pounds, just because of all the sugar and the flour and eggs, and I don't know how much, but either way, it was more good times than bad times.
All right, so you ate 12 waffles. I saw where you put blueberry on one to kind of change it up. You said, now. Were there any rules that you could have eaten 12 plain waffles, or did you have to use syrup or anything else? What were the specific rules on the waffles?
You know, really no specific rules. Sorry to kind of disappoint. It was just go to Waffle House and eat as many waffles. Spend 24 hours, and like you said, subtract an hour per waffle. But other than that, no flavor rules, no drink rules, no bathroom rules, no entertainment rules, no real rules. It's the first time we did this, so we kept it simple. So I once I got in the Waffle House, besides not being able to leave, I pretty much was able to get through the experience in whatever fashion I felt best.
What time did you walk into that Waffle House?
I walked in at 9 a.m.
Okay, so you left at 9 p.m. You left actually at a respectable time, because can you imagine if you walked in at 3 p.m. and then you leave like at 3 a.m. and that's just.
I'm so glad I didn't. My goal at the beginning was to leave for the second football game, the second wild card game of the day, which would have been the Eagles game, and I obviously wasn't even close to that. I was definitely humbled by the waffles, but I didn't fast going into this. I didn't skip any meals, and I didn't really plan that out. I just kind of showed up with a good attitude and sat down and started crushing some waffles, but that turned into a pretty fun time.
Yeah, and now let me ask you something. What are you guys thinking of for next year?
I don't know. That's a great question. That's kind of, a lot of people have asked me that in the last couple of days since this has taken off. My favorite idea is to go to a 24-hour bowling alley and bowl until you get a 200, which for the average bowler is, I think, pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
I've never bowled besides going to birthday parties growing up, so I think that would be a pretty fun one. But other than that, I'm open. We're open to suggestions, and maybe we just find another one through the grapevine of fantasy football. And have another adventure next year.
Cyrus Wittig joining us. He took on the Waffle House Challenge, which means you're stuck in a Waffle House for 24 hours. Now, you can shorten your stay by eating a waffle. Every waffle you eat, you shave an hour off. Now, when you were documenting it, you put 3 down, and right after 3 down, you put, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." So what the hell? What the hell happened after your third waffle?
It was just it's a sick. I'm not sure if you saw pictures, and obviously most of Waffle House is more of a southern thing, in the South, and so I'm not sure how familiar everybody is with Waffle House.
No, we're
no Eggos,
dude. We have one 2 miles away from where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Yes.
Their dinner plates are bigger than your hand, but bigger than your face waffles, and you take down 3 in 20 minutes, you're gonna feel something. And it was just the quick expanse of the waffles and the mind games, knowing that I had 3 more waffles not only on my plate, but an unlimited amount of waffles to get through. Between the psychological and the physical effects of the waffles, I was not in a good place for a few moments at that point in time.
Wait, now, did you want to punch the person that told you you've only eaten 5 waffles in 90 minutes? Because, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
five waffles is a lot of food, bro. I mean, I can't do it, bro. I cannot do it, Cyrus. There's no way in the world I could eat 5 waffles. If I get to the second one and I finish that second one, I'm going to be so stuffed, man. Those things are big, bro.
I don't know. I mean, you're right. I didn't feel like punching him. I was too full to move out of my chair. I definitely, that's a fight I would have lost. But
hey, wait a minute, Cyrus. You would have thrown up, and you would have more space for more waffles. That might have been, a good thing.
That's true. That's true. But I didn't want to have to subject the Waffle House employees to cleaning up that mess, and then then you can't throw up and then just continue to eat. It's easier to just get right back on the train. So that's it. I didn't want that to happen.
All right. So when you put my faithful Waffle House staff went on break and I'm not in a good place, did you go to the bathroom right after that? Is that what we're talking about here?
No, not really. It was honestly that truly the chef, my waffle cook, and the 2 waitresses that were taking care of me, I think they just stepped outside because they'd been on shift for a couple hours, and I just didn't recognize any of the Waffle House employees as kind of members of the fellowship of the waffle, so to speak. And I didn't go to the bathroom. I was just felt like I was lacking some moral support at that point in time. I stayed in my seat, but yeah, just the friendly, familiar faces of the Waffle House crew had left me for a few moments, and it was a scary time.
Took me 1 hour and 45 minutes to eat 6 waffles. It's taken me 2 hours to eat one more. Was that one of those moves, like every bite you took, you were holding back from throwing up or something?
Every bite I took was tough. That was before, I can't remember if that was before or after I had switched over to Sprite, which helped cut the flavor of the waffles. It was, I started with water, switched to milk, then to coffee, and then my lovely waitress, Shy, suggested I drink some Sprite because, obviously, maybe when you have an upset stomach, you drink something carbonated, and that helps cut the flavor. But it was just at that time it was so many waffles, and the flavor it was just hard to get them down at that point.
Cyrus then tweets out, 2 screaming children is not what the doctor ordered. Huge timing. The screaming children just left. I'm going back on offense. No crowd noise.
Yeah, that was great. I was proud of that one. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Waffle House is a family restaurant, but when you're knee deep in waffles, sometimes you need a quiet room is the best for the mind. But no, that was a funny moment.
You see, and I was just talking to my producer about this. Waffle House is like Taco Bell. Okay, at least that's the way I view it. The only time you go to those places is if you're on the road, you've been driving for hours and you need something to eat and you just stop there because it's desperation. 2, you're high as hell. Okay? You just got the munchies and Taco Bell looks good to you at that moment, and so does Waffle House, as greasy as it is. And look, Waffle House is tasty, I'll admit, but it's greasy as hell. So I'm just wondering, would it have been an easier challenge for you, Cyrus Wittig, if you were high as hell throughout the entire thing?
I mean, I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I don't partake, and so I don't have much experience in Waffle House. Usually, I'm a radio broadcaster, and usually we just go to Waffle House after our broadcast to wrap up to kind of just break down the game and sit down after a long night. And so, usually it's just kind of a time to decompress for us. Hypothetically, obviously everybody, kind of, knows about the munchies. So sure, hypothetically, yeah, but I can't speak to it from experience.
All right. I'm wondering if a high dude can handle it. Can you imagine the guy actually, Cyrus, and we'll wrap it up with this. Can you imagine the guy that could actually eat 24 waffles and just walk out? It would have to be like some football player or something that can eat 24 waffles like in an hour or two and just walk out the door like it's nothing.
I'm sure there's many. I'm sure the average NFL offensive lineman, or really, just the Division I, high D1 lineman can go into Waffle House and, pound 22 waffles in 2 hours or something like that, and walk out with a smile on his face. But kudos to whoever can do that. That was not in the cards for me. But sure. But for me, the destination kind of was the journey, and it was more about the hilarity of the tweets for me, and just having a good time with it. So I'd like to think that I made a lot of people laugh and accomplished that in that manner.
I loved it. Reading the article, I thought it was freaking hilarious, and I would imagine that you slept like a baby.
I didn't.
Really?
You forget how many grams of sugar is in a can of Sprite. 44 grams of sugar.
Oh, how many cans?
So I went. So I mean, I don't. They weren't. I wasn't counting by cans, but they were just refilling my Sprite for like 7 hours. And then so I went home and I watched some movies and finally fell asleep at around 5 a.m.
That is crazy stuff. Cyrus Wittig. Cyrus, thank you for taking the time, my brother. Appreciate it. Keep doing your stuff with Henderson State Athletics, my brother. We appreciate you taking the time here.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys. Take it easy.
You got it, baby. Be good. There you go. Cyrus Wittig, man. That is awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. The Waffle House Challenge.
Let me just state for the record that Waffle House is more like a Denny's, not a per se Taco Bell.
Well,
know?
But
it's right there with Denny's, you know?
I kind of put it under Denny's.
Really?
Yeah, their food is greasier than Denny's.
The thing about it is it's that southern, that it is butter.
Greasy,
bro. But that's,
dude,
but that's southern.
I'm not saying, but I'm just, you know.
You have a little grits with your butter type of deal. And you remember my cousin Vinny when he takes the lard and it's like, have you guys heard about the hardening of the artery thing? And bacon is bad for you? Like, hello?
Man, the waffle, I couldn't do it. I'd be stuck there for, I don't know, 20 hours, 22 hours, 22 hours. Maybe I'll eat 2. That's it. There's no way I'm going to be eating 3, 4, 5, or 24 waffles.
We probably need to clarify that these are real. These aren't like Aunt Jemima, you know, the frozen thing. These
things are ginormous, bro.
Yeah, they're like 8 inches in diameter and like 2 inches thick. Yeah.
Yeah, they're big-ass waffles, dude. Yeah. No. I'm not doing that. I can't do it. I mean, I can't even lose that badly when I don't even try to draft somebody. So, I mean, my teams even get deep into the playoffs when I don't even draft them. So there's no way I would end up that bad. I don't think you know what? Now that I think about it, I've never had a season like that in fantasy football where I won like 2 or 3 games or something. Never. I mean, I've had the bad year where you won half your games and didn't get in the playoffs or something. 6, 7, something like that.
But you know what was weird?
I've never had, you know, I think about it, I've never had that season where, everything went terrible. I've had where things go terrible, but I still, you know, like I'm 500.
Didn't he say that his loss was because he was the first team in the playoffs to get knocked out?
Right. He was the loser in the losing bracket.
The losers didn't get anything. If you're trying to be a winner and you lose, then you get penalized.
Right. Yes.
That's a hell of a league they got going on there, man.
And what a pain.
Don't be the middle of the road guy.
What a price to pay. That's the worst part. I mean, you got to do that Waffle House challenge.
You could have just like gone in there and not slept for a few days and just get in a booth and hand the girl, hey, I'm going to be in this spot in the corner in the back. Just leave me alone. Here's $20 and just fall asleep.
Yeah. No, basically, that's probably what I would have done. I would have just, you know, had my iPad and watch movies, TV, whatever. I would have eaten something, but that's all I would have done. And there's no way I would have been able to eat that many.
You wouldn't have even eaten one waffle?
Yes.
To cut it to 23
Yeah, maybe
hours?
one or 2.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I probably could get to 2. Probably cut it to 22. And that's it. But I am going to be there 20-plus hours. I guarantee you, bro.
Acme pop-up tent camped out.
Yes. There's no way I can do it. Let's see what we got here. NorCal says, munchies do help. If I do 1 hour bruising gym workout, I can eat like a wolf. Well, hey, man, good for you. If you can eat 24 waffles inside a 24-hour period, you are awesome. Big O, your show is scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anderson's family says, go Heat. Fins72 Fins logo says, what up, Big O? The Miami Heat are for real. Fun team to watch. Can they shoot the crap out of the ball or what? They are good. Nunn is developing into a nice player. He's fearless. I love the team. I believe this team staying healthy will compete for a title this year, and they have to stay healthy. And let's hope they do. And they got Winslow back now, so they're as healthy as they've been for a while. You know what I was also thinking about yesterday? Let me talk about this. How stupid and ignorant are you, Dion Waiters? Because think about this. Learn to be a team player. Learn to be a professional. We watched Goran come off the bench, and he lights it up. This would have been a nice opportunity that you could have had Dion, Tyler, Dragon, Olynyk, all these kind of cats coming off the bench. I mean, your bench is already really good. Dion, if he was smart enough, he could have added to it. People around the league are talking about Goran Dragic as sixth man of the year. People around the league are talking about Goran Dragic, how he has adjusted and played really well off the bench, and how he's a weapon that at this point you can't even trade him because it would weaken your bench so badly that it would create a problem for you. Okay? Justice Winslow has injuries, comes back now, and he you heard the coach out, well, those of you that watch, after the game, he goes, yeah, we're probably going to keep him in that 12 to 15-minute range, talking about Winslow. Winslow isn't getting a starting job back. Coach said it. Winslow isn't getting major minutes. Coach said it. You can't do it. You got to go with what's going on. Is Winslow complaining? Is he pointing fingers? Is he saying the coach can't coach? Is he saying that anybody can coach the big three? Is he doing any of that stupidity? No. Olynyk. I thought yesterday he would actually get some minutes because they play a couple bigger guys there with the Pacers. No, they didn't play him. Is Olynyk pointing fingers? Is he complaining? Is he bitching? Is he moaning about it? No, but he's getting paid. So's James Johnson. So's Winslow. They're all getting paid. But they're all professionals. They're all having fun. They're all supporting each other. Guys make a three, and you see the bench. Doesn't matter who it is. It'll be James Johnson. And he's reveling in it. He's enjoying it. He's supporting his teammates. I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm going, all these guys are having fun, man. They're winning games. They're on national TV. People are talking about the Heat. They're one of the top teams in the NBA. And you, Dion Waiters, you have no part in it. Moron. Idiot. Dumbass. Disrespectful dumbass. Is there any other way you want me to describe Dion? Incredibly stupid?
Well, you could, but we have sponsors.
Yeah. I mean, let's think about this. And you watch the level of professionalism all through, even from young guys and old guys. Everybody wants to be a part of what's going on. Everybody wants to enjoy what's going on. Everybody's supporting each other. Everybody's willing to make the extra pass to their teammate that has a better shot than they do. The fact that they've been this selfless is the reason why they're where they're at right now. The fact that they eliminated the selfish in Hassan Whiteside is why where they're at right now. The fact that Dion Waiters has chosen to be selfish and not selfless has put himself in this position. So now you're sitting there, Dion, and you're frustrated. And all you can do is bitch, moan, complain, and point fingers. Hey, you're getting paid now, less, because obviously you've lost $1.4 million in fines already and suspensions. So now you've made, not only have you ruined your career, not only are you untradeable, not only nobody wants you on their team, you are now on a team that is having a great time, and you don't matter whatsoever. They don't need you. In fact, they'd love to get rid of you, and they can't. Is that the feeling you wanted, Dion? Is that the mission accomplished for you? Be considered the jerk? You don't even want to get traded because the Heat want to work out a deal to or even a buyout because it would be less money. But no, you're willing to sit here and just be nothing just so you can get your money because it's because you know it's the last time you make money. Because the Heat was stupid enough to give you this contract. They made the mistake. But because you're ignorant, because you're not willing to be a team player, and now the NBA sees it. Now you've got nowhere to go. So enjoy your money, my man. But you could have been enjoying your money and enjoying a great moment with a team that's on the rise. You could have been one of their reclamation projects. You could have been one of those guys that fast-tracked your career by coming here. And you had a little window. You had that, 28-game performance that got you all that. And you have failed to build on it. In fact, you destroyed it all. I hope you're happy with yourself, Dion. Because last night, there were many examples on how to handle things the right way and how guys, because that's what I was noticing. I'm like, man, Winslow's back, but he's not going to get his time. Olynyk, not even playing. All of these examples I gave you. Nobody's calling out the coach. Nobody's pointing fingers. Everybody's supportive. Everybody's a pro, except Dion Waiters.
Which thing doesn't fit the picture? You remember that when you were kids?
Yeah.
What thing is not like the other?
Right.
He is the one thing
He's
in
the
the
guy.
whole organization
Yep.
that doesn't fit the mold.
Just like the other clown they had here the other day in Whiteside.
Isn't it amazing?
Same thing.
These two guys have not touched the floor, and look how well we're playing.
Yeah, well, look
Is
at
there a
Bam's
direct
a star now.
Is there a direct correlation to this?
Bam's an
Two
all-star
guys
now.
out.
Bam's an all-star because he's gone.
Oh, sure, no doubt.
I mean, that's what it is. Bam's an all-star now. They have two all-star players in Butler and Bam. Because for me, Bam's an all-star. The way he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'll make it because it's his first year and they do all that crap that, you got to do in your second year, which, you know what, makes a lot of sense. So he may not get in because of that crap, but he deserves to be there, man.
We need to
no
change
doubt.
gears, brother.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Whatever happened to the Mountain Dew flavored Doritos experiment? I've never heard of that, and wow, that is disgusting. All right, it is noon. Next week, we are going to the East-West Shrine game. Bill and I, not next week, Sunday, actually.
I was going to say, it's just a matter of a couple, like 72 hours.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah, 72 hours. We're going to be driving to the East-West Shrine game, and we'll be out there through Wednesday, and we're going to have all kinds of interviews for you, all kinds of stuff. Bob Roller is the executive director of the East-West Shrine game. Got a great list of players that are coming to the game. We're going to talk about the East-West Shrine game with the executive director of the East-West Shrine, Bob Roller. We do that next.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19. Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify apply for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back, and next week, well, on Sunday, we'll be headed out, not next week, just in a couple days, a couple hours. We'll be headed out for our 21st year of going to the East-West Shrine game. Looking forward to our NFL draft coverage like we do every single year. Only radio show in the country that goes to the East-West, the Senior Bowl, and the Combine every single year. And our first stop is always at the East-West Shrine game, an exceptional game. Bob Roller is the executive director of the East-West Shrine game. Mr. Roller, good afternoon, my friend. Welcome aboard.
Good afternoon. Bowl season is not over.
No, it's not, sir. No. The really important bowls are starting now because that's where these young men are getting ready to build careers. And that's the exciting part you got to love about these kind of bowl games, because all of a sudden you've gone from a amateur and you're not a pro yet, but you're on a pro stage at this moment, and that's what's really important.
Well, you're right. It's that moment where they finally lose the amateur tag. These young men have finished their eligibility, and their bowl game is behind them, except we do have 4 Clemson and 2 LSU men coming our way after the game. But besides those 6 guys, their eligibility is over, and now it becomes a job interview this week down in St. Petersburg.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. It's my 21st year covering it.
Right.
Bob, I've gone from San Fran to San Antonio to Houston to Orlando and Tampa, and as a Miami guy, I got to tell you something, Bob. I want to thank you for, as the years went on, you just kept bringing it closer and closer to me here in Miami. So, all we got left is just move it on down here to Miami, and I'm good. That's it.
Well, in a previous life of mine back in the 80s, I worked for the Orange Bowl committee, and my office was Gate 7 of the old OB Stadium. So I have a very soft spot for that area.
Oh, there you go. Hey, man, the OB. I plenty of games there with my dad, rest in peace, back in the day.
I miss it.
I'm looking, that's one of those those are memories that will last forever, being in that Orange Bowl. So, Bob, this year, you guys have to be really excited. I thought you guys got a really nice list of players this year, and you just talked about some of the LSU Clemson kids that you're getting.
Well, you're right. We really do. And we've heard from the NFL scouts this year that this is probably the best roster we've put together in the past 5 to 6 years. They're loaded with wide receiver talented, as the NFL, of course, is going 5 wide and throwing it so much. It's hard to find a fullback these days. But we do have a few men that still put their hand in the ground, like that Bo Schembechler used to say. But we have a great group. We have over 350 NFL scouts that are going to start rolling in here Saturday. The NFL has chosen the coaches for both teams, and then people such as Scott Paoli and Dave Wanstead and Bill Polian are coming in from the NFL as advisors. We really have tied ourselves closely with the NFL and have made it a proving ground for them as they spend the week in St. Pete.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I got to tell you, Bob, that stood out to me. I thought, this year's group was, right there that I was thinking, again, I've gone to it a lot. This is one of the better groups that you've been able to put together. And how's the challenge been for these bowl games compared to the regular bowl games that these young men are stepping out and stepping away from, and they're not playing with their schools? But here it doesn't look like really we've lost a lot because of this being the next step to the professional level.
Right. It's we only take seniors, and so it is a situation where we study it all throughout this past spring. Already I'm starting to look at next year's senior class. And we only work through the head coach and the director of football operations in the fall to try to just get the word out that they're on our watch list and vice versa. And it's only now that they've signed with agents since their last bowl game or their eligibility has expired that agents are more involved. But it's a process that goes from amateur to professional as we're the segue for it. So it's pretty interesting to see that happen. But they recruit us. We recruit them. It's somewhat like when they were high school seniors all over again.
Yeah, no, I'm with you now, and I think has it become a little easier because we have lesser bowl games than we had, let's say, 10, 20 years ago. There were a lot more postseason bowl games. Does that make life a little easier for you guys, Bob?
Yes, it is. It has become a lot easier in that we are able to go out on site and see the games so much more often, and also as well to be at these bowl games. There used to be 7 or 8 bowl games, and now there are 25, 30 of them.
Yeah, no, it's back in the day. I remember I used to go to the Gridiron Classic, the Las Vegas Football Classic. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them that we used to have back in the day in the off season outside of the regular bowl games, and that's why. But this is. And I don't think people realize that the East-West Shrine is the oldest one out of all these postseason bowl games, right? If I'm correct, I think it's older than the Senior Bowl, right? Correct?
It began in 1925. You're correct. It is the oldest college all-star game consecutively running. This will be our 95th year. And as you know, for all 95 of these years, every single ounce of our effort has been to support Shriners Hospitals for Children.
That's right.
Which is what really has differentiated ourselves from all other All-Star games is our charity aspect and the fact that Sunday of this week, all of the All-Stars will join us for a visit in Tampa to our Shriners Hospitals in Tampa. And that is quite a highlight. As we always say, the guys walk into the hospital as the heroes, and as they leave, the patients and the kids they've met are the heroes.
Yeah, and that's the part, Bob, that's got to just make you feel absolutely amazing with the impact that these young men are making on these kids. And they may not know most of these players, but when they walk away, they are different people, or these kids are different because of it, and it's just a different kind of experience. But then, every time you talk to these players, they're different because of it, because they kind of get a dose of reality in all of this, because it makes you feel like, okay, you know what, my life is great, but look at this young child and look what he or she is going through, and it just, kind of beats you up a little bit. But here's a moment where you can make their lives a little better.
We visited this year with 3 quarterbacks throughout the year while we were on the road scouting these teams that are alums of the Shrine Bowl. And it was Tom Brady, Roger Staubach, and John Elway, all former alums of our game. And there wasn't a player there that could tell you much about the game or how it went, or they usually can tell you every play that was called and they won 20-16. They all were talking about the hospital visit, and at least 2 of them had met a child then that is now 35, 45 years old. So you're exactly right. I will say on Tom Brady's end, though, he was on the bubble of being drafted, and he had a very good East-West Shrine game in '99, which led to the Scott Paoli and the New England Patriots drafting Brady in the 6th round.
Right, and by the way, they drafted Garoppolo too, who started at the East-West Shrine game, then got the invite at the Senior Bowl, and that's kind of how it took off. But it took off because at the East-West is where he made his name, and then went on to star or to play for the New England Patriots, and obviously we're seeing him star now for the San Francisco 49ers. Which that's the other thing. To me, and I haven't gotten all the info yet, but you got quite a few players in this game that I think are going to be drafted. Okay, and you might have a couple that are sneaking into the 3rd round.
That's exactly right. In the old days of the Shrine Bowl, the top 10 draft picks would be in our game, and as you know all too well, those days are gone. They're not playing anymore, or they're juniors. They're coming out early. But what we find and why the scouts are here in such massive numbers is that the lion's share of our players will go 3rd to 6th round. There'll be some on the first day and some on the 2nd round, but the lion's share will go 3rd to 6th round, including some undrafted free agents. But that's why it's so important here for the time. They're interviewed throughout the week, both with tests as well as athletic tests. The scouts come to the hotel and request to meet with them for an interview, just one-on-one in street clothes.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And Bob, we're going to be out all week over there at the team hotel. We're going to be setting up, and so I hope to have you on again during the week. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you is you talked about how you're going after all seniors. Will you adjust down the line? Do you think you're going to adjust the way the Senior Bowl has, that they're now taking in 4th-year juniors or guys that are graduate? Are you going to adjust to that yourself?
Well, currently, the reason we don't is that's the NFL's preference. And with our alignment with the NFL, that is why. So that could evolve as the years go on, and it's not, especially if their eligibility has expired. And for instance, Tony Jones from Notre Dame is in our game this year.
Yes, he is.
He's graduated already, and he has received his diploma. But he would have had one extra year at Notre Dame, but he chose to come out. So we're able to take him. But the average junior that has only been there 3 years but still comes out, at the moment, by following along with the NFL's wishes, that's why we do not.
Okay. All right. Good stuff there. Bob Roller, the executive director of the East-West Shrine Game. Bob, if folks want to maybe get tickets, make their way on down to the East-West Shrine Game, what do they got to do?
Well, it's very simple. We have a website that is shrinebowl.com. This year, the game's name was changed to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Nothing's changed except game turned into bowl. But the players had asked that over the past few years. And so all of our logos and our new equipment, and this year will mark that new deal. It's only $15, and there's children this year. We're having a fun zone on the field in pregame where all children and families are invited down to the field so they can be on the same field where the players are out in the outfield of Tropicana. And like I said, it's only $15 for adults, and it's at shrinebowl.com.
There you go. He is Bob Roller, executive director of the East-West Shrine Game. Bob, we'll see you in a couple days, my friend. Look forward to having you on again.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You got it. There you go. Bob Roller, executive director of the East-West Shrine Game. Go to the website, shrinegame.com, and right in the front of the page, it'll say buy game tickets, and you can go in there. And also they've got tickets for the Hall of Fame reception tickets, because they'll have players that they induct players into their own East-West Shrine Hall of Fame. And I think this year, let me see, they're putting in Will Shields and Dan Pastorini. How about that? A little bit of a flashback for the Oilers, Dan Pastorini.
Handing off to Earl Campbell.
Yes, Dan Pastorini, man. Will Shields was a hell of a lineman for the Chiefs for a long time. A monster human being, dude. So, yeah, it says it here, East-West Shrine Game, college football's oldest all-star game, announced today. NFL legends Will Shields and Dan Pastorini will be inducted into the East-West Shrine Hall of Fame on the evening of the 17th during the Players Hall of Fame reception presented by More DM Group the night before the game. There you go. And they've had Walter Payton in this game, John Elway, Tom Brady, Roger Staubach, Brett Favre, Tony Dungy, Lawrence Taylor, Larry Zonka, just a couple of guys that played in this game.
It's a hell of a list, man. Every guy, like an all-timer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, you run into guys in this game that you're like, okay, down the line, they become really good players because they went in as low-round draft picks. But then they ended up, Walter came out of Jackson State. It wasn't like he came out of, Oklahoma or something back in the day. Jackson State. So you're like, oh, yeah, he's a good player, but he's in Jackson State. How good can he be? Yeah, well, he's just one of the best of all time. That's all. So, it's just one of those deals. But that's the fun part about over the years, you get to see some of these guys that go to the Shrine Game, and then they end up building, one hell of a career. And we'll find out this year on, some of these names, and we'll say, hey, this is one of those guys that could end up becoming special down the line. And what happens lately, I mean, not lately, but for the last, 20 years that I've been doing it, is some guys that really star here will then get another opportunity the following week at the Senior Bowl, and then their stock just explodes because it's back-to-back bowl games that you're in. All the NFL teams are looking at you, and then the media catches on because you've been now, you've gone from one bowl game to another, and it becomes kind of a headline overall. Jamaica Kane says, we need to all promote Blake James to go tag, but right now, and send this to the president and the shareholders. What? Jamaica Kane, I have no idea what the hell you're saying. Is it 420 yet? Go to the Waffle House. Play Action 7 says, I will be at the Miami Dolphins Stadium on draft night. You should be in Vegas with us on draft night. Miami, what are you going to do there? What are you going to do there? They're not going to give you a real breakdown of what's going on. You got to come to Vegas with us. Okay? That's the way. We give you the breakdown of all the players. All right? You'll be with all the Dolphins, having some fun. If you're going out to Vegas, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to stand there in front of, the guys that are talking about the draft and they're talking about all the teams? Or would you rather be at Tommy Rockers with 300 other Dolphins, and it's all about the Dolphins? And the people broadcasting, which is yours truly, will be talking strictly Dolphins and how it affects your team. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to be. All you're going to get at the stadium is fluff. Station can't be anything, objective. Trust me, I know. Let's see. My comment was for Waffle House people, as those are the different ways you can order hash browns there. Okay, Dougie Fresh, what was that? Your show is smothered, scattered. I got you now. Okay. I got you now. Nice one. Big O, can this team get any better? That's scary good. The Heat, well, they got a little better because you had Winslow, you added depth. They're deep now. That's the other thing about this team. They got enough talent that they're not playing people. Okay? Remember, you've developed a star, I think, in Bam, because he's playing like a star. You got a star in Butler, so you got two all-stars, not superstars, all-stars. And then you've got Goran Dragic, who's like a sixth-man of the year candidate. And then you've got rookie of the year candidates. Because Tyler Hero can be one, Kendrick Nunn can be one, right? You got multiple guys playing at that kind of level. Duncan Robinson, not that they're going to be rookie of the year, But, I mean, it's just they could be in the conversation. And how is Duncan Robinson not in the three-point contest? He's got to get it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, my wife and I are going to L.A. in June. Oh, good for you. I am jealous. I love going to L.A. Maybe I'll go in June. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But I love L.A. That's a fun place to visit, man. I love going to L.A. Really, really good stuff. Yesterday, I ran into an interesting story and talking a little music on the music side. There's actually going to be some pretty interesting, for those of you out there that are, maybe into music a little bit. This year, there's actually a lot of really good concerts out there on the road. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know if you've seen this, Bill, but in 2020, there is a whole bunch of really good bands and festivals that are taking place. Listen to this. Over the next 12 months, you've got the Doobie Brothers with Michael McDonald. You're going to see that? I want to see that.
Yeah, got to do that.
Yeah.
Never seen them, actually.
Black Crowes also are getting back together. I don't know if these idiots can stay together, but they'll try to stay as long as they can.
I've never seen them either.
I'd like to see the Black Crowes myself. I haven't seen them in a long... I saw them once. They were opening up for... God, I forgot who it was now.
Did you see them at the Hollywood Sportatorium, man?
It was in the 90s, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say it was 90s. I forgot who it was that they were opening up for. It's a long time ago, man. Definitely Black Crowes. And then stadium tours, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett. I like that concert, but, man, they are charging a world of money for it. And I got to warn you, Vince Neil does not sound good, okay? All right? We'll get into David Lee Roth later on, but he'll remind you of David Lee Roth. Or the Hella Mega Tour featuring Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy. I don't know why they keep leaving out the Interrupters. And I guess because Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy are more, 90s, early 2000s. And Interrupters are of the last 10 years. They're a new band. They're a ska band. So maybe that's why. But the Interrupters are opening up for Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy because I'm going to that concert. Okay, guaranteed. I already got my tickets. I'm in the pit for that concert.
You ready for this?
What's that?
The day that concert came out, we were at Craig's Inn and made the announcement within 20 minutes after it broke, if you remember.
Yeah.
And we were at, is it going to be cold enough?
Maybe Amy Interrupter will give me another T-shirt. That was the last time I saw the Interrupters. I was on my phone posting something. I'm standing right in front of the stage. Amy comes, she went to the back of the stage, then comes back, brag about the Interrupters, love the Interrupters. I'm a huge Interrupters fan. So, yes. Yeah, I love that concert, man. Weezer's cool. I like Fall Out Boy. Love Green Day. Have you ever seen Green Day in concert?
No, I have not.
And I know you like Green Day.
Yeah, of course.
My wife loved the concert. She only knows a couple songs of Green Day.
Right.
She might know 2 or 3 songs.
Okay.
She was jumping, loving life. I mean, she was going nuts on, and she's not even now she's a fan. She's like, wow, I love them.
If I'm not mistaken, the last couple of years, they've gone into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Yes, they did. I think they were inducted.
In the last couple of years.
I want to say you're right. 2 years ago, I think it was, that they were inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame.
Speaking of, awesome, that shirt is like...
Oh, AC/DC?
And I saw that tour.
Can't wait for them now, huh? We got to see Brian Johnson one more time.
Have you read anything about
it's coming.
the situation?
It's happening.
Yeah, but every time, supposedly, I guess he had an interview with Dan Rather.
Yeah.
And one of the agreements was there was no mention of us getting back together and when we're going to come out on
tour.
Well,
because
he said, if I'm talking to you, we're not going there.
Right, because they wanted to, remember, Angus runs the show.
Okay.
Okay, remember, he had an ear issue, and Angus said, we got no time for that. You step aside. Axel, come help us. We're out of here. He's ruthless.
You
he
saw
didn't
it.
waste any
You
time.
saw it and said.
That's what I'm saying. So it must be a thing where legally he can't do anything. It's Angus's band, bro.
He's bound.
Right, because they want to break the news as a band. Hey, the album comes out now. The tour starts here. And so it'll be announced as a band, not individually. And remember, again, he's already been on the outside looking in once.
And you said Axel did a really good job.
Yeah. I thought of it. I got to say, here's where I was dead wrong. When they named it, I go, oh, this is a joke. You're going to put Axel? Come on, man. And then I went, when they started, I went to YouTube, and I was like, holy crap, it sounds good. It sounds good because I didn't think of Bon Scott, and I didn't think of Axel's voice, that when you start to think about it, it has Bon Scott-like characteristics. It's not Bon Scott. I'm not saying it is Bon Scott, but what I am saying is when he sings AC/DC, he will swing to more Bon Scott sound purposely because he has that. Like Brian Johnson, if his life depended on it, he could never sound like Bon Scott because they're two different singers. You know what I mean? But Axel has that voice that he has a little of that Scott in him. So that's why it was excellent. I loved it.
And you said they did probably more Bon Scott.
Yeah, they did a lot of Bon Scott
than what they do with Brian. So a nice little change of pace.
Yeah.
Man, it's been, you know what? The thing about them, we have been waiting for how long now? 8 years?
Yeah, it's been
for
a while.
this. I mean, we've heard rumors, and like the rumors obviously really hard the beginning of last year.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to last year.
Yeah, it'll happen here. This year is when the tour is supposedly going to happen. The album will come out, and the tour will happen. I don't know exactly when, but we're going to get it.
It's
this
inevitable.
Year. Yeah,
it's
happening.
Yeah.
Angus doesn't stop, dude. It's not like he has any intention of
his
quitting.
persona on stage and just going 90 and not stopping, that's his everything in life.
Right. Okay? That's who he is. That's what his life is.
Seems wound up like a top, man.
Yeah, dude. Even at this age, he still can, just jam. So I'm looking forward to seeing them one more time. I've seen them several times, but I can't wait to see AC/DC one more time, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I will predict right now that will be a huge, huge tour. It will sell out everywhere it goes.
Yes. No doubt. Just like Eddie Pereira at Pallet Rack City, they sell. They sell out all the time, baby. They buy and sell new and used pallet racking. So if your warehouse is looking like a mess, you got boxes stacked on top of each other looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa and all that, and there's no way you can be organized that way. You want to add those racks. You want to have great-looking racks. Don't you love a great-looking rack? I know I do. So you got to go to Pallet Rack City and call Eddie Pereira. Straighten out that business, 305-887-9212. They also sell used forklifts and dock equipment. They're your one-stop shop for all of your warehouse needs. They also sell pallet jacks, hand trucks, dock boards, and most packaging supplies. They specialize in knockdowns and installations of your warehouse equipment. Call Eddie Pereira right now. Tell him that Big O sent you. Take care of your business. Make it look better. Make it look organized so you can work more efficiently. Get a great rack. You get it at Pallet Rack City.
This is the Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty, coming to you live, baby, from Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7, just a couple blocks south of that big, beautiful guitar there at the Hard Rock. So come on by. We'll be out here till 3 o'clock. We are now going to turn our attention to a little gambling. We love to do a little gambling here on the show. And, of course, it's our Hialeah Park sports investment segment. Brian Edwards, we like to go around the country, talk to different handicappers, folks that can give us great opinions, great insight on the different games that we've got coming up. Brian, of course, you can go to his website, brianedwardssports.com, majorwager.com, and, of course, the Games Galore podcast is out there for you. Brian, good afternoon, my man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Big O. Thanks so much for having me.
It is great to have you on, my brother. Good to talk a little sports here. First of all, let's get into some of the playoff games we got going on this weekend. A little Vikings and Niners. Right now, I've got the Niners -7. The over and under is 44.5. What are you thinking about this one? Can Kirk Cousins and the boys shock the world here?
Yeah, they can. Now it's a big red flag that they played Sunday in New Orleans, and now they've got to fly 2,000 miles west, and they play Saturday, making it a short week. So that is a bit of a concern. Nevertheless, I am going to play Minnesota +7. Kirk Cousins was very impressive last week, completely outplayed Drew Brees threw a perfect deep ball to Thielen on the game-winning drive in OT, and then the perfect pass to Rudolph. I thought Dalvin Cook looked 100% healthy. There were concerns about his health going into the playoffs, but I thought he looked great. And Mike Zimmer, a masterful defensive plan. Now, you know, the travel and the short week concerns me a little, so I will, for money management purposes, point out that I'm not on Minnesota as strong amount-wise as I am on these other two I'm going to tell you about, but I will be on Minnesota +7.
Okay, all right. So it's a slight lean is what you're saying to Minnesota. Is that the way you would describe it?
That'd be fair.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that would be fair.
All right, the other Saturday game, will Ryan Tannehill actually keep this roll going for the Titans? Can Henry punish the Ravens? The Ravens are favored by 9, brother, so the wise guys are comfortable here, and the over and under right now I have is 46.5. What do you think about this one, Brian?
I like the Titans here. Now, I'm not saying I like them to win outright. I like them plus the point. I was able to get it at +10. If your number is +9.5, I always recommend buying the half point to a key number, which is obviously 10, like 3, 7, 14, etc. I like the Titans because Tannehill is hot, 8-3 in his 11 starts. In his last 8 starts, he has a 16-2 touchdown to interception ratio. And bully ball is what they played last week with Derrick Henry, a workman-like 34 carries for 182 rushing yards, led the NFL in rushing yards during the regular season, and they have excellent defense, and defense travels. A.J. Brown, the rookie out of Ole Miss, had a big December, but he was real quiet in Foxborough last week, but it looked for him to get more involved this week. Now, this is nothing anti-Baltimore. Obviously, they're hot, 12-game winning streak, 9-1 against the spread, their last 10, but Mark Ingram might not be healthy, and I think that's a pretty big deal, and we're catching a big number, so I like the Titans.
All right, Titans plus 10 for Brian Edwards. You can go to his website, by the way, brianedwards.com and majorwager.com. You can also check that out. All right, we move over to the Sunday games, Brian. The Chiefs right now, I got them 9.5. The over and under is 51. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the underdog again, and like I said on the Titans, if your number is 9.5, I stress buying that half point to the key number of 10. Houston already went to Arrowhead back on October 13th, and they won outright. The Chiefs have lost outright at home 3 times this year. The Texans on the road are 4-3 straight up, 4-2-1 against the spread. They only played 7 road games because they went to London to play the Jags. And if we look at their underdog situations for the Texans, if we discount the regular season finale, and we should because Deshaun Watson didn't play and a number of key players didn't play when they were a 10-point home dog and didn't cover. If we discount that, the Texans have been an underdog of 3 or more 6 times this year, and they're 5-1 against the spread with 4 outright wins. Watson was terrific last week, 20 of 25, 247 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 55 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. I think KC wins, but I think Houston covers.
I'm with you. I like the Texans plus the number, and it's all really Watson, man. That kid is money. That kid is clutch. He finds a way to stay in games. He finds a way to win games. You can't teach that at all. So I'm with you. I like the Texans plus 9.5. Big time with that one. All right, the afternoon game on Sunday at 6:40 on Fox. It is the Seahawks visiting the Packers. Green Bay is favored by 4. Over and under is 47. How are you looking at that one there, Brian?
I'm looking for a big line move or some personnel injury situation to change my mind on it. But right now, I just think it's a great number. I made it 4 myself. I slightly lean Green Bay to win based on the home field advantage. But I will point out how great Seattle has been on the road. Now, as an astute tweeter let me know yesterday after I tweeted that Seattle, when they played in the Eastern time zone this year, they're 6-0 straight up, 4-1-1 against the spread. But Green Bay is in the Central time zone, not the Eastern. So consider that factoid how you want. I just, I slightly lean Green Bay to win a close game, but I don't want to lay more than 3. And right now, Big O, man, I'm just on the sidelines for this one. Maybe I'll look for an in-game opportunity or a halftime line that attracts me. But right now, I'm on the sidelines for it.
Okay. All right. So, Brian, a lot of times we want to look for props in these games. Give me 1 or 2 props that you really love in these games.
All right, I'm going to give you 2 on over-under rushing yards, both in the Titans-Ravens game. I like Derrick Henry to go over 94.5 rushing yards. Baltimore does have the number 5 run defense in the NFL, but I think that's a little misleading. Think about this 12-game winning streak they're on. They've had big leads where a lot of opponents have abandoned the run, so I think that makes their run defense look a little better. But it's just, look, the last 7 games for Derrick Henry, here are his rushing yards. 152, 211, 86, which would be the only under of this number that's 94.5 rushing yards. 103, 149, 159, 188, He got 34 carries last week. I think over 94.5 Derrick Henry's rushing yards. And then I also like Lamar Jackson's over 77.5 rushing yards in 5 of Baltimore's last 6 games that he played in. He skipped the regular season finale. 5 of 6, he's had 79 rushing yards or more. He had averages 6.9 yards per carry, rushed for 1,206 yards. And the fact that Mark Ingram is dealing with that calf injury might, create where they're passing the ball more or when they're running, Jackson runs more. I just think it creates a situation where we'll probably see Lamar running more often than he would normally if it was 100% Mark Ingram.
I'm with you on the. I love the Derrick Henry over. Why? I will add a caveat to what you were saying. They're not going to depend on Ryan Tannehill. They have not done that all year. All he does is he's made a couple of complimentary passes in each of the games, but they're going to ride Henry 99% of the time. And I don't expect Ryan Tannehill to be the guy that beats the Ravens. If somehow the Titans beat them, it's because Derrick Henry had a good game. And if he had a good game, he got over that 95-yard mark. So I'm with you. They're going to feed the monster because that's the only way they really can win this game is by feeding that monster.
Yeah, my only fear.
I don't believe Ryan can beat him.
Yeah, my only fear on the Henry prop bet is that Baltimore. But I don't. It's my only fear, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, obviously, I told you I think the Titans are going to cover, so I don't think this happens. But if Baltimore were to just jump out to a huge lead. And Tennessee has to abandon the running game early. But I don't expect that to happen. And if it's a close game, I know Henry, barring getting an injury, he's going to get enough touches, to get this. So that's why I like it.
I'm with you there. All right, one more thing before I let you go, Brian. The national championship game, we're right around the corner. Right now, LSU is favored by 6. The over and under is 70, my friend. What do you think about that one?
Well, I got a better line early. Actually, before the semifinals, they had lines for all different potential matchups in the finals. I actually got LSU at Pick'em, but I still recommend it at -6. I love Clemson. It's nothing anti-Clemson. Obviously, they haven't lost in years. Trevor Lawrence hadn't lost since high school. So it's obviously not an anti-Clemson play. It's just a pro-Joe Burrow play. I just don't think anybody can stop this LSU offense. And Lawrence is going to get his yards. Hell, Clemson might score 40, but LSU is going to score more. They'll outscore them, and I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. All right. There you go. Follow Brian, by the way, on his website at majorwager.com. Also, BrianEdwardsSports.com. And check out the podcast, The Games Galore. What do you got going on that podcast, my brother?
Oh, we're always talking football, basketball, and some UFC, and we always keep it with the gambling angle and try to have fun with it.
There you go. Brian, good stuff, my brother. Thank you for taking some time. We really look forward to doing it again, my friend.
There you go. Thanks so much for having me, and have a great weekend. Enjoy the game.
You got it, baby. Be good. There you go. Brian Edwards on our Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment. All right, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. And we are out here at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume sales dealer, 6 years in a row here in the Southeast United States. #1. Nobody sells more cars. So whether you want to buy or lease a vehicle, do what I did, man. Come on down to 1841 North State Road 7. And let me tell you something. How about this? Corolla 2020 LE. All right, pre-owned. Listen to this. Not $22,000, not $16,000, $13,775. Yeah, they've got brand new Toyotas, 0% financing, 72 months. They'll make your payments until 2021. They've got all kinds of great deals going on here. So come on down, baby. The all-new 400,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. And, man, let me tell you, this place is ginormous, and there are a ton of cars and a great selection. They're open till midnight, so come on down to 1841 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It is Toyota of Hollywood. All right, let's see what else do we have going on. Did you hear about the AB curse? Do you know about this, Bill?
What is he doing now?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I could blame him necessarily, but
is it when you don't get paid?
No,
is that what it is?
Well, yeah, that's working for him. It is kind of a curse because you're not going to get paid.
You know what? We've had the AB curse.
Yeah, we've had the AB curse. It exists in the radio business. Yes, there's no doubt. In the radio business, you do have people that are like Antonio Brown. Anyway, somebody pointed this out, and then AB then retweeted it because apparently there is an Antonio Brown curse. I bet you guys didn't know that there's an Antonio Brown curse. Yes? Yes? So for those of you out there that whatever your favorite team is and you have been clamoring for Antonio Brown, let's run it by here. All right, you ready, Bill? What team was he originally on?
That'd be the Steelers.
That's right. Are they in the playoffs?
That would be a negative.
Okay. What team traded for him, but then he refused to go to it?
The Raiders.
No, he went to the Raiders. The Buffalo Bills agreed to a trade, and then he dissed it because he did not want to go.
That's right.
So, who's out of the playoffs?
Buffalo was bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Watson.
He then ends up on the Raiders. Raiders deal with everything from helmet to foot to him not showing up to him showing up and all that stuff. Are they in the playoffs?
No.
Finally, the team that did sign him before the Raiders, or after the Raiders, the New England Patriots.
We had the pleasure of seeing him for his one game.
That's right. Yes.
In our
in
our own backyard.
Okay, just shut it down. Anyway, the Pats, they're out of the playoffs, right? They got eliminated. Who worked them out about 2 weeks ago? He brought an entourage. The New Orleans Saints.
And they never lose at home.
And they lost at home. They're out of the playoffs. How about that? There is the Antonio Brown curse. So, in a way, because there's a part of me that disgusts me that people are actually even giving this guy the time of day. If he is sexually, assaulting women like he allegedly has, almost killed a child, all of this, this is a guy that I have no respect for. And I hate that people like this get 8,000 chances. I hate it because you're not going to get 8,000 chances, and neither am I in my business. We're not going to be allowed to have 3 and 4 DUIs like they let you in the NFL. Okay? Or Pac-Man Jones gets arrested 9 times. On the 10th one is when he finally got, cut from the NFL. Plus, he's like 30-something already at this point. Trust me, your job is probably getting rid of you on your second arrest. You might survive the first. Maybe. I'm going to give you a break that you survived the first. A lot of us may not even survive the first. So these kind of people, I have no sympathy. But I love the karma behind it. New Orleans, you want to be a bunch of losers? And you want to go work out AB, which you should not be working him out. The NFL should, remember I talked about this. I'm pretty consistent on this. I said it weeks ago. I said the NFL should have blocked this. Should have never allowed a team to even work him out. You're investigating him. And the Saints are out. New England's out. Raiders are out. Love it. Steelers, they hit his ass for years. They're out. Bills try to trade for him. They're out. Love it, man. This is fantastic. And by the way, then the person that pointed it out, AB then kind of retweeted it and all that stuff. So he kind of rode that wave, which At this point now, and let me tell you, in sports, they are superstitious at times. Okay? They if they brush their teeth at a certain time in the day and that's allowed them to have a winning streak, they'll keep doing it at that time. They'll drive their car at the same time, the same route. They'll wear the same underwears. They'll whatever. They do all kinds of crazy-ass stuff to keep streaks alive. That's been a part of the sports culture forever. Well, here's a new one now. You want to come work out, AB? No, have you seen what's happened to all the other teams that are associated with that guy? His stank ends up on them, and they end up out. How about that? Antonio Brown. So if he's egging this on, is he looking forward to ruining another team's season? Now you know, if your team wants to work out Antonio Brown, wants to trade for Antonio Brown, wants to sign Antonio Brown, you now know how your season's going to end from here on out. Because clearly he has been cursed. Some old lady in Hialeah did a little Santeria and put it right on him and put the kibosh on him. And that's it. It's over.
I understand she lived at that apartment building temporarily where he was throwing the furniture off. She was pissed off about that.
I can imagine. Definitely. I can imagine.
Do you know that he was the #1 Google searched athlete last year?
Okay.
And he's
a train wreck, so yeah.
And he took this as a compliment.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And made some comment to the effect that he's Superman.
Yeah.
And he's glad to be here in South Florida and be able to be a good influence on the kids here in South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he's such a great influence, that guy. Seriously.
He really has mental issues.
Yeah, no.
They're
legit.
No.
That guy's elevator does not go to the top floor. There's no doubt in my mind he is bat crap crazy. Okay? Antonio Brown está loco. All right? Guaranteed. You loco ese? From that drop from
when you put
Insane in the Membrane.
When you put the Latin accent, man, you do that pretty well, by the way, in case you were unaware.
I have a little Latin in me, I guess. I don't know. Alzigari might be something. I don't know. Might be something.
A little saucy.
Might be something. 786-322-1105 is the accidentlawfirm.com text line if you want to get in on the program. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. By the way, after this, I'm going to shoot over to VSS West Pines. Yes, so if you're going to be in that neighborhood, we'll be there by 4 o'clock. We'll have some fun and hang out with the boys. We are going to be broadcasting live at VSS West Pines with Jose and all the folks out there at VSS West Pines. I forgot when. It's like late January, I think, I want to say.
If I had to venture a guess, it's not the next 2 weeks because we're booked.
No. It's the 28th. 28th.
My sister's birthday.
Yeah, it's the National Kazoo Day, and it's also Christy McAuliffe Day on the 28th. So there you go. It's a Tuesday. We will be there on the 28th at VSS West Pines.
I know you're into the astrological, the moon, and then the planets and all that stuff. Do you know this Friday will be the first full moon of the year, and it is called the Wolf Moon.
Speaking of moon, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105. I'm sure it'll be a sight to see.
Yes.
Moons are always sights to see. You know what I'm saying? Just like racks. That's why you got to go to Pallet Rack City. It's always a sight to see when you go to Pallet Rack City. It's fantastic. Let's see. User Tone says he's drinking the Kool-Aid and laughing my ass off. That's who he is. That's who he is. That's Antonio Brown. But it's weird, man. The curse. Wow. That was interesting when somebody came up with that. I know. I just hope the Dolphins never even bring him in for a workout. I don't think they will, because it just seems like Chris Greer is.
Flores. Could you see Flores dealing with him?
And they already did the Mark Walton thing, and it didn't work out. So that's one of those. You kind of learn your lesson. And these guys that are knuckleheads, and I got to tell, that's the other thing. Mark Walton and Antonio Brown. How did they hide everything at UM, and how did they hide everything in Pittsburgh? Wow. Because, Mark Walton turned into a, first-class scum. And you never got that impression that he was that kind of kid, and obviously he's a pretty bad individual.
Like Manny had pointed out to us, his high school football coach being there, man, he must be a pretty good person to keep that in line.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, sir.
Yeah, and in Pittsburgh, however, they kept AB in check. That is mind-blowing, okay? Absolutely mind-blowing. Caneswear is mind-blowing. You go there and you get anything and everything that you're looking for with a Canes logo. And let me tell you something. It's not just Canes products. Miami Dolphins, getting ready for the offseason, a little draft. You want to get some Dolphin stuff. Marlins, they've got a couple of things there for the Marlins. The Panthers, the Heat, and even Inter Miami. So when the new jerseys come out, guess who's going to be carrying the new jerseys? Caneswear, that's right. Brett and all the great people at Caneswear, I can't wait to get my kits because they're going to have them in both colors. And I will be racing over there and getting 2 kits for myself. So get on down to Caneswear at Miami Fanwear, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Tell them that Big O sent you, and, of course, they will take care of you. 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Caneswear, Miami Fanwear, that's a spot where fans like me shop. If you want to get in, we'll answer your questions on the YouTube chat board. Remember to give us the thumbs up on the YouTube chat board when you're watching. Make it more where it starts to trend more. We got to build up the subscribers. We got to get to 1,000 as soon as possible. So if you can, subscribe, spread the word, spread the link, get people to subscribe, create all kinds of fake accounts. Do it, baby. Also, you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. We'll answer your questions there at 786-322-1105. And you can also reach out on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. So many ways to reach out to the program. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more live from Toyota of Hollywood. If you want to get on down here, come on down to 1841 North State Road 7. Get a great deal on a Toyota vehicle, or come on out here and hang out with us, man. It'll be fun at Toyota of Hollywood.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
tax tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19. Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back here at Toyota of Hollywood. We thank you waiting patiently out there as always. Appreciate your support. Bill and I always appreciate it. All the folks that are putting in a lot of work to make this happen every single day, which it ain't by myself. That's for damn sure. There's a lot of people putting this together every single day. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock, I think, or somewhere around there. We'll be able to take you till we will take a little bit of your questions and comments here on the show if you want to get in. Let's see what we have here on the accidentlawfirm.com text line first and foremost. Dan Big O, glad I found you again. Currently live streaming on YouTube channel, and I already subscribed to the podcast. I miss hearing you, bro. I used to live down in Miami and moved to D.C. to be a cop. You are the best, bro. I'll be listening all the time now. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening and supporting and spread the word. It's very kind of you, man. I am flattered with all of you out there that are, tuning in every day, supporting, downloading every day. Our download numbers are absolutely through the roof. Once again, we are taking every month. It just becomes a bigger and bigger thing, and we're really proud of it, and we're happy with all of this. And obviously, our sponsors are stepping up, and hopefully, we'll be adding more so we can grow a little bit more and give you guys, more coverage. Unfortunately, you got to have some money in order to do all this kind of stuff and cover and hire more people, because there's no way I could never do this by myself. Okay, never. I mean, Bill knows it. Like whenever he even slips and says, you or me or whatever, I always say we, because it's a lot of people, man, to make this happen. It takes all of you out there listening. It takes all of our sponsors. And it takes several people to put the show together every single day. Not just Bill and John Cassio and myself, but we're getting help from others and everything. So it's not an easy thing. So every time I get, and that's the other thing that we're getting a lot of people that are just running into us for the first time again, because obviously we're not on traditional radio now. We're on every day. But it's in a different way. The good thing is people have smartphones and smart cars and smart TVs and computers, so we're accessible every single day to people one way or another, whether it's live or on demand. And yes, we are still working on a listen live button. We're all working on that. Doesn't look that Flores has any clout with assistant coaches around the NFL. Old Fart Gailey, a high school coach, and a DL coach from Illinois. Either Flores is a mad genius and so much smarter than everyone else, or what you said, first-time coaches is happening. There's some of that. There's no doubt that as a first-time coach, and remember, here's a guy that was in the same organization for 15 years. That's why he was able to bring a couple of guys with him from New England and got rid of one of the two guys that he brought from New England. And this is part of getting a young coach that's unproven. They don't have those kind of connections around the league. Now, there are some young coaches that they have bounced around a little bit. And, not young like in 32, 34. I'm talking about, a guy that's in his 40s and has had several, assistant coaching jobs all over. That kind of guy, it's funny because fans will tell you, well, this guy's had 8 jobs. He must be terrible. No, he's actually good. That's why he's had 8 jobs. Because people keep hiring you because you obviously can do the job, whether things have gone well or not with you, whatever. And it's actually a badge of honor if you had multiple jobs and you've been around. Because that means people will give you an opportunity because they know that you can do the job. And while you're doing it, you're getting a lot of experience. You're meeting different people. You're making different connections. But if you're in the same organization, i.e. Joe Philbin or Flores, this is a hurdle that you've got to deal with. You first have to show people around the league that you're competent. After they figure out you're competent, then the people that don't know you are willing to commit to you. Obviously, the few people you do know, they're going to commit and they're going to go with you because it's an opportunity for them too. But you've got to kind of earn that. And I think Flores earned some of it this year by winning 5 games with absolutely nothing. So in a way, yeah, maybe he is a magician. But this is part of it. Hey, listen, who's the established coach that you were going to get to take over and has a staff? You know what I mean? You already had your coach in place. Ron Rivera became that guy this year. Not last year, this year. You already had Flores in place. The good thing is that we didn't know what Flores was going to be leading into last year. You got to feel better about him now. But for those of you that are thinking like that gentleman there, that, oh, man, you know, he's barely known. Oh, okay, he didn't bounce around a lot. Next time, the guy that bounces around, don't pick on him. He's bouncing around for a reason, okay? If you keep getting hired, it's because people know you can do the job. Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Let's see. His mistake was the milk. He should have intermixed small quantities, salt items, like a half a strip of bacon, which would have offset the waffle sweetness and density. Bill in Simi Valley, a.k.a. Mr. Science. Holy crap, Bill. Is any of that true? Because Lord knows I'm not smart enough to know if that's true or not. Okay? I'm not. So, Bill, you're way smarter than I am already as it is. I have no idea. All I know is, okay, if I was stuck at Waffle House with the Waffle House Challenge, I don't think I can eat more than 2 waffles. I just have a hard time. You know what it is? That you would have to eat 20 waffles so you can get out of there in 4 hours? And can you eat 20 waffles in 4 hours? No. I mean, the man ate 12 waffles in 12 hours. So he only stayed half a day. There is no way I could eat 12 waffles. I don't know if I could eat 12 waffles in 2 days. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can't eat 12 waffles. I probably would throw up. Yeah. But Bill in Simi Valley, dude, that is strong on your part. You know what, Bill? You're going to Vegas. You and I are going to go have breakfast, and we're going to test it out. Listening to Omar this morning seems he still doesn't get the direction the Dolphins are headed in. I did not hear the segment with Omar. I guess he was on, with Joe? Don't know. And listen, hey, man, it's sports. We all have different opinions. That's all. I'm still not buying any of the Tannehill crap that some of you out there are buying. We're all different. We all see it differently. That's all. And I think like this week will come to a head everything that he is and has been and always will be in my eyes. So we'll see, but that's sports. The beauty's in the eye. And hey, listen, maybe Omar's right. And maybe I'm right. I don't know. We'll find out. I think I nailed it when I told you from the get-go they weren't tanking. They're building through youth, which, yeah, means you're going to lose because you're building through inexperience. But this was their way of filtering as many guys in and out to assess talent and find out what they can and cannot keep, which I thought was genius. So we're all going to look at it differently. That's just the way it is. And there are still people out there that are convinced it's tanking. That's all. But that's normal, man. That's sports. Okay, I have many podcasts I listen to. Locked on Dolphins, WFAN New York, Move the Sticks, and Hockman and Crowder, and many, many more. And they're all good. I will try doing what you suggest. FYI, intro is fine. Podcast replay is brought to you by, and so on and so forth. Okay, I guess he's been having issues. I don't know. I tried it yesterday's podcast and the day before and sounded fine. You know, and it's not going to sound perfect at times, but it sounded like you can hear it and understand it perfectly. So I'm sorry about that, and I appreciate your patience. Steve D'Onofrio Jr. says, who would you put your money on as being the Dolphins' 2021 starter? Fins up. Steve, man, 2021 starter, bro? I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Do they draft Tua? Do they draft two guys? Do they not draft anybody and it's only Rosen and Fitz? They're holding out for next year to make a move or something? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't. I wouldn't put money on that. That's crazy. I don't know. I have no idea who's going to be the 2021 starter. You're asking me something that I cannot answer. Ty from the Bronx, Big O. Guess who CBS Sports Net draft board has the Dolphins taking at number 5? You guessed it, Jordan Love. I would not take Jordan Love that early. I like Jordan Love, maybe late first. I got to see him in the Senior Bowl because I've watched the kid and, you know, I like a lot of the things about him, but he's a project. I'm not taking project. I said this about Ryan Tannehill. I'm not taking a project top 10. I can't. If I take a guy in the top 10, it's because I'm convinced he's a franchise quarterback. If I'm not convinced, then that means you got some holes in your game. And are you sure that he's going to lock down his decision-making and that he won't turn over the ball and force the issue? Are you sure he will nail down accuracy all the time? This is, you know, there are things about his game that he does have some holes in it. And that's where, you know, you gotta assess it and say, top 5? Burrow or Tua, top 5? And I'm saying a healthy Tua. Okay, because I've told you guys this. I'm not taking Tua at 5. Injured, I am not. Okay? I have a hard time taking him at 5 uninjured, like no hip injury, because he's injury prone as it is. With the hip injury, I have a problem, but I've told you guys 1,000 times over and over and over again. If they do take him at 5, I understand why you're risking it, and because you have all those picks, be smart and take another quarterback. That's what I would do if I'm taking 2 at 5. Okay? If you force me that I got to take 2 at 5, then I'll tell you, okay, I'll take him at 5, but I'm going to take another quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd rounds. Guaranteed. Don't know who, but I'll take another guy. That's what I would do. The Colts are all over him at 14 and rising fast, and the Chargers love Herbert. We'll find out. I don't know if that's true or not, and we'll, you know, that's a lot of hot air and all. You know how many of those stories are wrong? How about 99% of them? Okay?
Like, along those lines, it would be a great idea, you know, to get insight from other teams. Are there, like, spies, like, within the, like, trying to find out what other people's draft maneuvering is, what their plan of thought is?
Outside of the Patriots, I don't know if anybody else does. I have no idea, dude. I don't know if they go that far, but I'm sure they will.
Because like us sitting at 5 and knowing, okay, we could actually trade out of that spot and we're going to get everybody we want and get more picks. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be some really good inside information to have.
Yes. And I'm sure people will try to do stuff, but I don't know if they are or not. Okay? That's
the only culprits you would put up to that would be the Patriots.
Well, I mean, we have to put up the Patriots for anything, right? With the Patriots, anything is possible. Anything. Did you guys see the story on John Beilein? How about that one? That's a screwed up story, man. And in a way, it's a story that I got to tell you, it puts the coach in a terrible position. You could say that he made a legitimate mistake. But if you're the person on the other end of it, you are viewing things through your glasses. And in your world, it means different. And for those of you that don't know, John Beilein is the former Michigan coach. He's 66 years old. He took a job with the Cavaliers, left Michigan, which by now Michigan is like, all right, well, we got rid of the old guy. We got the young guy in Juwan Howard, and we're doing good. They made the right move. Overall, Beilein's a good coach, but he has had trouble adjusting to the NBA. Okay? So in a film session on Wednesday, the first-year coach tried to pay his team a compliment by saying they were no longer playing like thugs. Later that night, he contacted players saying he meant to say slugs. Beilein had been wrapping up what had been an off-day film session in Detroit, and a hush fell over the room when his players and staff heard the words come out of his mouth. The Cavalier players left the room initially stunned and were increasingly disturbed as they dispersed out of the meeting, league sources say. I didn't realize that I had said the word thugs, but my staff told me later I did, and so I must have said it, Beilein told the ESPN on Wednesday night. I meant to say slugs, as in slow moving. We weren't playing hard before. Now we're playing harder. I meant it as a compliment. That's what I was trying to say. I've already talked to 8 of my players tonight, and they're telling me that they understand. Now, the article goes on to say, this is an obvious, massive difference between thugs and slugs. The word thug carries a lot of heft and ugly racial connotations when said to a room of mostly young African-American men, which is true. Because of that, it's tougher to brush this off as a simple slip of the tongue. Why? Because it's, is it a Freudian slip like? Because this is what you really mean, this is what you really think of us, that kind of stuff. Was this a one-time fluke thing, or is there a little more to this? And will other stories leak out in the coming days? The Cavaliers have been playing defense like slugs in recent weeks. Beilein left the University of Michigan at age 66 to take over the Cavs job, signing a 5-year contract. Veterans who could be traded, young players like Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson could be traded, young players in need of development like Colin Sexton or Darius Garland. It's not easy. It's not an easy team to coach, but the roster has not responded to Beilein, and he is not connected with his players. And what we end up is with things like Love acting out. Will this threaten Beilein's job? Maybe. Things certainly are at a crossroads midway through the first season. Now it says if this proves to be a pattern, and then yes, he's gone. If the players don't buy into Beilein's slug reasoning as he loses the locker room or loses more, if possible, then yes, this could spiral into something uglier. The Cavs have lost 5 in a row. They're 10-27. I don't know how much more you measure sluggery. Seriously. I don't know. So this could be something that ends up on the thug side, but it's really all about slugs because they suck. You know what I mean? And you can tell me whatever you want about Kevin Love, that I know he gets his stats like Whiteside, but they're not winning stats. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he was ever an impactful, he made Minnesota matter. You know what I mean? Like whenever they got into the playoffs, I don't even know how many times they got into the playoffs with Love. It's not like they were doing anything in the playoffs. It's not like Love was this stud or something like that. Like Giannis is a stud because he doesn't have anybody else on that team that's a star, and yet he elevates everybody. So I just, you look at this situation with Beilein, and look, if you're black and you hear that word, it's only human nature, okay, that those players think the worst of Beilein at the moment. They don't know him, dude. They just met him a couple of months ago. He just became their coach. He could be just some phony dude that, does his job, but might hate a lot of the people that he works with. And then again, he might be one of the most decent human beings in the world. But the thing about this situation is you are handed a bad team. You have never coached in the NBA. You're a college coach. You're used to dealing with kids. Now you're dealing with grown-ass men that are getting paid as much or more than you. Okay? They don't have to buy into you. They're still going to have a job next year. Their money's guaranteed. Your job is not guaranteed. Your money might be, but your job isn't. See, the player is guaranteed. He might get traded to somewhere else, but he's going to play somewhere else and he's going to get paid. The coach could be out and not coaching. Yeah, you get the rest of your salary and all that, but you're out of coaching. You have failed, whereas the player gets a new start in another team, a fresh start. Doesn't affect him nearly as much. And that's where this situation, wow. It's a bad team already. You're supposed to elevate a bad team. You know how difficult it is to elevate a bad team, especially with a bad owner, which is what the Cavs have? Think about that. And now you have had this Freudian slip, and you said something that the people you coach may think you are just flat out racist. And by the way, is it not possible? Yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying it's fact, because that would be unfair to John Beilein. I don't know the guy. But in this situation, all I can say is he has put himself in an impossible spot because he doesn't have a good team. And when they say, well, he's lost the team. What do you mean he's lost? I just told you they've lost 5 in a row, and they're 10-27. What's there to lose? You're on pace to win about 20 games in the year. You're not good, dude. You suck. Is that Beilein's fault? Do you have a team that's supposed to be a playoff caliber team? No. Weird, man. Weird. I don't know. You guys tell me when you read that story, what kind of slip is that? And again, if you're not black, don't assume or don't think or just say, that shouldn't bother you. Okay? It's a bunch of crap. If you're black and they call you a thug, you know, there's a connotation to that. And listen, maybe you just mean something that's not racial. Because sometimes people are thugs. No matter the color or the human being or the sex or anything like that. Plenty of people, you know, do thuggery things all the time. But in this case, in that situation, in that room, and then the fact that you didn't, here's the other thing that kind of runs into it. You didn't pick up on what you said. So then the person that you said it, or the people you said it to, it's like he didn't even notice it either. So is it human nature for him? Is it normal for him to talk like that when he's not around us? Is that how he's talking, that when he said it? Because if you noticed that you said it, you would apologize and correct yourself right away. I mean, I meant slugs, because you guys have been playing like slugs, you know? Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I meant slugs. Like right there, you catch yourself. You didn't catch yourself. Okay, again, maybe not a big thing to you, but to a black athlete, yeah, it's a big thing. And you then start to question, does this man have the best interest in for me? Does he like me? Does he trust me? Does he really, want me to succeed? Is this man racist? I mean, you never want to work with somebody that's racist, right? I mean, that's a disgusting thing that you don't want to even be tied to. I feel bad for John Beilein, because I don't know him as a human being. He might be a phenomenal human being. He is going to get the short end of the stick on this one. He will not get the benefit of the doubt. And this will probably cost his job because you're not going to get the results that will save your job because you don't have the resources to save your job now. Because as the article says, well, if the team responds, they're already in a 5-game losing streak. They've only won 10 games. They haven't responded anyway. What are we expecting here? It's so silly. It really is. All right, let me tell you about Caneswear. Oh, we love talking about Brett and all the great people at Caneswear. Every Tuesday, by the way, we have our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. And go visit them at 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Brett and all the great people will take care of you. Caneswear, Miami Fanwear, that's the spot where fans like me shop.
Plus tax tag title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19. Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back here at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast, now 6 years in a row. Come on out. We're here every Thursday, 11 to 3, in this 400-square-foot state-of-the-art facility that's got so many beautiful cars. In fact, Supras galore, man. I don't think anybody has a larger selection of Supras. See, you might go to another dealership, and they got one maybe, if they're lucky. That's the one you got to settle for? No, you want to come over here where they've got several different colors. There you go. No, I want a white one. I want a red one. I want a black one. There you go. Come on out here to Toyota of Hollywood, man.
It looks like a little army of Supras.
Yes.
It's
yes.
awesome.
It's awesome, man. It is. You are so right about that. All right, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. You can chime in on the YouTube chat board also. Another way to chime in on the show. I was talking a little bit about music and some of the bands that were touring in 2020. Bill, did you see the story with David Lee Roth? Because David Lee Roth has got he's doing a residency in Las Vegas.
Who gave him a residency?
That's I think it's I want to say it's House of Blues. I gotta.
Are they hard of hearing?
You know what? I didn't. Actually, I don't know. Let's see. Where is the residency? I think it's House of Blues. I got to check it out. That's the only thing I did not see in this article. But anyway, David kicked off his Vegas residency on Wednesday night. Last night was his first. He did a 15-song set. 10 of them are Van Halen classics. He's 65 years old. He is at the House of Blues. I was right. His lead guitarist is Al Estrada from the Van Halen tribute band Eruption. Rhythm guitarist Frankie Lindry. Bass guitarist Ryan Wheeler. Keyboardist Danny Wagner. And drummer Mike Musselman. By the way, am I right? Greta Van Fleet isn't the drummer also named Danny Wagner? I got to look it up. I know it's Danny because he's the only one that's not a Kiska. I got to look that up. 2 Danny Wagners. Wow. Anyway, here's his set list. You Really Got Me, Big Train, Unchained, Just Like Paradise, Atomic Punk, Dance the Night Away, Mean Street, California Girl, Tobacco Road, Jamie's Crying, Beautiful Girls, Panama, Ain't Talking About Love, Just a Gigolo. And then he closes out with Jump. Now, I've been warning you folks out there for a couple of years now that when you go out to go see Van Halen, which you won't see anymore because Eddie apparently is doing not well, unfortunately. And David now is kind of the only thing you got left to carry kind of the Van Halen torch. But one of the reasons, the last couple of tours that I've gone to Halen, I go more to see Eddie than anything else. Because David, well, you know what? Let me just let you hear it, okay? Here is David Lee Roth singing a little Unchained from Van Halen, okay? Go ahead there, Bill. Play a little Unchained. It gets worse. All right. So
Dave doesn't even know the words to his own song.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't sing. He can't sing them anymore, so he kind of talks it. He can't go anywhere in the register. He can't go high or at all. He just has no voice. The amazing part to me. Oh, by the way, the harmony sounded good. The guys in the background actually did a really nice job overall. That was the best part of that song right there, was the harmonies from the rest of the band. So at least he got guys that could actually sing the backgrounds, which was always one of the elite things. I mean, Van Halen did a lot of elite things, but when it came to harmonies and rock or metal bands, there weren't better harmonies than Van Halen. Van Halen was top 5 all time in rock band harmonies. I'm telling you, that is, for me, I don't know if you can give me 5 more to knock them down to 6. Seriously. Okay, that's how good they sounded, the harmonies from the guys.
the last time we saw them, wasn't it at Coral Sky?
Yeah, with Wolfie. Yeah.
And the band
they
took over the lead vocal.
Yes, yeah.
And did an admirable job.
Yes.
David was talking.
He's terrible. He's terrible. So
now he's got a backup band.
Right.
To do this for him.
Right, to do it for him. But again, that's some of these guys are hanging on just way too long. And, that's the question is now, is Brady going to hang on too long, right? Well, David's been hanging on for years. Okay?
You know what really sucks, though? The playlist is awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome because
absolutely
because
you would
he
want
has his
this.
Right. He has his own songs that are actually really cool. You got Just Like Paradise, which is a really groovy song, Just Like Paradise, from back in the day. Man, he had several songs from his solo stuff that were good. Give me a little Just Like Paradise. Listen to his voice here.
She got the stereo, the big guitar, it's all right. Help me now.
You need a lot of help.
Got the itch and a restless soul. Go with the ride, go for broke tonight. Now,
wow.
Show it up.
It gets to the point where it's embarrassing. Okay? I mean, come on, dude. Just don't. Now, here's the thing. Why would you pay to see David Lee Roth? I understand because I do it for Van Halen because I want to see Eddie jam. All right? I'm a fan of great musicians too. So watching Eddie do his thing, I can do that. I can go to a concert where if you're just going to jam, I'm good with that. I mean, when you go to an Yngwie Malmsteen concert, you're not really going for the vocals. You're going to watch Yngwie jam, right? Just like Primus. You go see Primus, it's not because, Les Claypool's got a hell of a voice. He's got a decent voice, but you're not going to see Les Claypool sing. You're going to see Les Claypool, one of the greatest bassists of all time. That's what you're going to go watch. A guy that is just so freakish on the bass. Nobody does what he does. His style is on his own. That's one thing. When you walk away from a Les Claypool concert, you're like, okay, nobody plays bass like that, dude. That there's only one guy. I mean, we are talking about the guy that when he tried out for Metallica. Do you know this story?
No, I do not.
Les Claypool tried out for Metallica. When he was done, they told him, Les, you're really good. The problem is you're too good. You'll take away from the rest of us. We can't have you in the band. Okay? That's Les Claypool.
He was actually told that?
Yeah, like you would take away from our guitars because he's a lead guitarist with a bass.
Yeah.
If you go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, okay, what stands out is Flea's bass, not the guitar. Flea's bass is the lead of the Chili Peppers. Go watch it. Go to a concert. You'll see the bass will stand out more than the guitar because Flea is, a beast.
Let me just say, because of your Maiden and, of course, Steve Harris.
But different.
For you to be mentioning and putting
yeah.
It's
right up there, bro. It's right up there.
That's pretty good paying homage on your part.
You got to give credit where credit is due when you deserve it, and you need to go see Les Claypool live.
I can't imagine going.
I flew to Red Rocks to go see him.
Yeah, you did.
With Mastodon.
Yep.
And Mastodon's really good. I became a Mastodon fan that day, and I had no idea who they were.
Right.
When you watch him for 2 hours just shred, you're like, holy crap, nobody does this. I mean, Metallica said, yo, dude, oh, wow.
For Metallica to say you are too good for us,
dude.
That's, You go to an audition, you're all excited, I'm going to get, okay. and sorry, you're too good. Like, what? I should have screwed up a little bit, I guess, huh?
Yep. Dougie Fresh says, Big O, that song sounds like a chupacabra lost a Waffle House challenge, then it got caught in a bear trap, and they gave it a mic. That's a good one. I like that, dude. NorCal says, Big O, don't torture us with old Dave. Love this song, but that hurt just like Paradise. LOL. I'm with you, brother. It's terrible. The Raging Dolphin Maniac says, come on, nobody goes to concerts to watch a show. They go to get drunk and high, maybe hear a few songs they remember. Well, brother, I guess you expect everybody to be Jeff Spicoli at a concert. That's Raging Dolphin Maniac. You could not be more wrong, my brother. You could not be more wrong. Okay? I am a music fanatic. And I don't go. Listen, if you want to get high or drunk, you can just do that every day. You don't need to go to a concert for that. If that's the excuse that you need in order to get high or drunk, that's kind of crazy, man. So, no, it's not. And, by the way, I've never been a fan of getting wasted at a show. Never understood that in my life. Bill and I have talked about this for 40 years now. You don't remember anything after. I can tell you about the Rock Super Bowl in '82. I can tell you about things that happened at Motley Crue opening up for Ozzy. I can tell you about anything that happened in the 80s, and there were plenty of drugs in the 80s. But I never went wasted to a concert. I've never done that in my life. I've never gone wasted to a show.
I can remember Autograph opening up for 1984 tour.
Yeah.
And Van Halen opening with Atomic Punk and just being like, oh, my God, they're right, because we had 13th row. They're right there.
Yeah, man. I disagree with you, Raging Dolphin Maniac. You have a perception and you have a stereotype that I get it. You think like everybody at a concert is wasted, and there are a lot of people that are wasted at a concert, for sure. There's no doubt that you have your share of people, but I think most people, okay, I would go with most, are going there because they love whatever. They want to see Adele sing, and they're not there to, oh, yeah, Adele's doing great. No, I don't think so, man. I don't believe that at all. I go to a Judas Priest concert. It's because I want to hear the music, and I want to hear Rob Halford sing like I know he can sing.
Still, those pipes, man.
Exactly. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's just one of those where, no, I completely
it's like
disagree
the people
with you.
that go to the football game, man, and
Yeah,
get
they're-
totally plastered
Yes.
at tailgating.
Never done that either.
And
Never done that.
you know,
And there are
how
people.
was the game? The game must have been great. Yeah, it was.
Right. You forget everything. You don't know what happened 80% of the time.
You spend all that money,
right,
and all that effort to not remember crap.
Right. Right, yeah. So, and that's a
You could have done that sitting on your couch at home, you
That's
know?
an exceptional point you bring up, because that spins it over to the Raging Dolphin Maniac, that there are the same concert guy that or woman that he stereotypes is the same person at a sporting event. They're just, either a drug addict, alcoholic, that they're just using that as another excuse to continue their abuse. That's all it is. But it's not because I'm going to enjoy. Nobody enjoys a concert wasted more. There's no way you enjoy it because you don't remember it. So why would you enjoy it? I can remember things from a concert a year ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and I can remember things that they did. The first time I saw Bryan Adams in the aforementioned Rock Super Bowl in '82. Bryan Adams was a nobody. Not way before, but a year or two before Cuts Like a Knife, which is the song that obviously made him a star, and then he had 400 hits after that. But he was just an opening act. That's all. Opening act, nobody knew him. But I remember, and to this day, I still don't know the name of the song. Never heard the song again. I've never even gone back to find it on CD. Okay? But there's a part in the song where he says, "Take me back." And I said, and he goes, "F you." And the place went crazy, the Orange Bowl. To this date, I still don't know the name of that Bryan Adams song. I've never heard it again. Only that day in the concert. But I remember that. You know, if I'm wasted, I probably don't remember most of what went on that day. The food fight that we had on the field. You know, the fact that we had, I don't know, like 13 people in my Camaro on the way to that concert. It was like a clown car because we were all junior high kids. So we're small. So a lot of people fit in it. Skinny and small.
You know what's a great one? Us convincing your dad's wife to let us use the undercover police car.
Oh, yes.
To
And
go
the
to
brakes
Sunrise.
went
Night Ranger opening up for Black Sabbath at Sunrise. And we get my license is legit. We all pile in and we make the turn to go into Sunrise.
Nice.
And the brakes go out on the car.
Dude, and I had to pull to the side so I don't hit a car. And I was hitting the emergency brake and everything, and it stopped. Remember, it stopped right under a sign.
No, well, thank God they had that crushed rock stuff on the side.
Yes.
Stopped the momentum of the car.
We remember that, and we weren't wasted. You know what I mean? It's just, you said the comment to the wrong person, dude. You know, because we are real music fans. So the last thing I want is to go wasted to a concert where I don't remember anything, or a sporting event.
And that was high school, bro.
Yeah, that was high school.
And we were probably
in Highly High.
Probably junior year. Not even seniors.
Yeah, no, definitely not seniors. Yeah, we were definitely either sophomores or juniors.
That's right, because our senior year we kind of changed and started going to bars.
Yeah, more women. Yeah. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show. Raging Dolphin fan says, I'm a huge music guy too that used to go to hear music, but I stopped going because of the drunk a-holes that made it no fun for me. I mean, I don't think you run into that much anymore, man. I don't know. I don't really deal with any of the drunk idiots anymore. I kind of, and I go to a lot of shows. So if I don't have that problem, you won't have that problem, man. You just, mind your own business, go with your friends, your loved one, whatever, and you'll be fine, man. You'll be able to enjoy the show without it being an issue whatsoever. But long story short, don't go see David Lee Roth. Save yourself some money. Just go to YouTube, man, okay? Go to YouTube and watch the old shows when he used to be able to sing, which I got to tell you, nowadays, if you got a big old beautiful TV at home with a surround sound and all that good stuff, you go to YouTube and you can catch some your favorite bands live, all kinds of years, and just...
Speaking of that exact topic, Van Halen has some of the coolest stuff on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Old. 1980, 79.
Yes.
Even some 76 stuff.
Yeah.
That, I
know.
If it would have been available to us, we would have been
out.
freaking
Yes. Yeah, all that stuff was on film back in those days, like, hey, what do we do with it? And that's all. And then finally YouTube came out and it's like, hey, I can place it there. And the rest is history now. And what I love is on YouTube now, a lot of these bands are getting their material and then 4King it. So they're cleaning it up even more and digitalizing it and all that beautiful stuff and fixing the colors and everything.
You know what's one I'm thinking
of? You're watching like Jimi Hendrix in the 60s and it looks impeccable and you're like, holy crap, dude, this is awesome.
Do you know what video I'm thinking of? The Doors.
Oh, with
you
all
see
the
Doors
and the
where it was all
Ed Sullivan,
and then they redid it, and there's like people sitting on the speakers next to the drummer and stuff. I never knew that guy was there.
Yeah.
Because they cleaned up the film.
Yeah,
it's like totally different from what we've seen for all these years.
Yeah,
It's amazing what they can do now.
How they clean it up now and then make it look so good, man. So good. Do you guys, I don't know if I should get into this because I got a great story that happened in football. And it's one where I would have to say it's a story that it starts with a twist. It's a bad story. I wouldn't call it like bad, but it's kind of sad and twisted. But then it has a classy ending to it, which I really like. And I'll share that story with you guys to start off hour number 4 here on the program. If you want to get in, it's really simple. On the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Don't forget that the show is proudly brought to you by Choice Mortgage Bank. Michael Kodsey and the great people at Choice Mortgage Bank, they know how to get it done, man. They've been doing it for a long time, 25 years. They've earned the AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And, folks, we can still get you into a fixed mortgage rate under 3.5%. So call Michael Kodsey right now, 561-441-2730. State rates under 3.5%. Call Michael Kodsey right now, 561-441-2730.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19. Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SCT, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730. While mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Welcome back. It's hour number 4 from Toyota of Hollywood. Yes, 1841 North State Road 7 here in Hollywood. Come on by and get a great deal on an automobile. Over 1,500 vehicles in stock right now, cars and trucks. 400,000 square foot. You need a lot of square feet to, stash 1,500 cars and trucks. So that's why they do it. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you at Toyota of Hollywood. You saw Kyle Rudolph's catch, right, where he pushed off and made that touchdown, right?
I can't believe that they didn't make the call. His arm couldn't get any further extended, okay?
Right. So, no doubt that was a big play in the game. So, Kyle Rudolph, after the game, was approached by a member of the media who asked for his gloves for a charity event. So they were going to obviously raffle it off and the proceeds would go to charity, so you'd do it for a good cause. Problem is, it didn't turn out that way, and Kyle Rudolph ended up getting pissed. And I got to tell you something. Personally, I'm pissed. I'll tell you why. Vikings tight end took to Twitter on Wednesday to report that a media member has sold his receiving gloves on eBay. They were the gloves he used during the Vikings' dramatic wild-card win over the Saints. Rudolph alleges that the unnamed media member had requested the gloves for a charity benefit, but instead had sold them for a profit. The tight end who caught the game-winning touchdown in Sunday's game agreed to give up the gloves for a good cause, even signed them. Here's what Rudolph had to say. So here's the Twitter post. I saw this. It's disappointing. A guy by the name of Nate Baustad sent Rudolph a tweet. It says, you probably already heard this, but looks like someone sold your gloves from the Saints playoff game on eBay already. Hope they didn't deceive you for a quick buck. Rudolph responds, I saw this. It's disappointing. A member of the media in the locker room after the game asked if he could have my gloves for a charity benefit. So I said, of course I will, and I'll even sign them for you. Well, he got me. Sold on eBay 3 days later. Now, pretty awful, right? I mean, personally for me, I hope they fire the media member, and I hope he never gets an opportunity to be a media member again, because we all know you're not supposed to ask for autographs. We all know you're not supposed, like if I can get something that's autographed, but if I get it, it's not going to be for me. I'm going to get it because I'm going to give it away on the show. I'm going to give it away for charity, all that stuff. I am going to work on stuff actually in Vegas. NorCal and myself, we're going to have a bunch of giveaways during those 3 days. Autographed stuff that we're going to be giving away, just so you'll know. But media members, you're not supposed to do that. And, dude, you know how this – okay, let's say you just kept it for yourself. That's one thing. It's pretty dirty, not right. You know, you said you were going to do it for charity, but you actually sold it for money for yourself? That's disgusting. I hope that dude or woman gets exposed because it makes the rest of us look pretty bad. Now, the story gets better. That's the beauty of all of this. So while we have a scummy media member that grabs the gloves for profit, okay, this moves on. The guy that bought the gloves, his name is Jason King. Kingy1940 is his Twitter handle if you want to know, because he's a cool dude, bro. He tweets back to Kyle Rudolph. He says, I'm the guy who bought them. I will gladly donate to charity of your choice. How about that, dude? How about that? The guy spent the money on gloves. He's probably a fan. He's probably a Vikes fan. He cherishing that moment. He's got the gloves. He's loving life that he's got this. So, Kyle Rudolph answers back. Kyle Rudolph, I'm already a big Kyle Rudolph fan, by the way. Okay, I don't know the guy, but already I love his reaction. And then you want to top it off? Here we go. Hey, Jason, really cool of you to do this at UMN Children's. That's the charity he wants to put it. We'll greatly appreciate it, and I will make sure to get you my pair from this weekend's game. How about that? So Jason King,
that's so awesome.
Jason King is doing something selfless because he spent his money on those gloves. But then he sees that he bought those gloves, and it's not his fault because he didn't know this, but he bought them in not the right light. So he was willing to make a charitable donation with those gloves because that's what it was supposed to be used for in the process. And then Kyle is going to reward him because he's being classy. Kyle now takes it to another level. That's, you know what? That's pretty cool, man. And by the way, UMN Children says, we're overwhelmed by the support by Rudolph's fans showing us on Twitter tonight. If you'd like to help out, here's a link, and they've got it there. So you can check out the story on your own if you want. But I found it really, really cool that you would do something like that. And then I also find it really, really scummy that a media member would actually do something like that. And something that's made for charity, or you say that you're going to use it for charity and you don't use it for charity. I kind of find that just pretty disgusting when it's all said and done. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program, if you want to reach out to us. What do we have here? That guy got $375 for the gloves. Well, hey, man, that's if you're a Vikings fan, it might mean something to you. Like Orande's catch against the Raiders. Maybe that one-handed catch in the middle of the field. See, I'm not on drugs. I remember it. What's it called? Maybe you tell me a Dolphin fan may not want to buy those gloves, which those gloves are in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, you may not want to buy those gloves for $300, $400, $500. I can see that happening for sure. A big moment in Dolphin history like that, sure. Let's see what else do we have here. $375 ain't worth your job or your reputation. Edward Bonaventure, sir, is it Bonaventure or Boventre? Boventre. You are 1,000% right, man. $375. Come on, man. Dougie Fresh says, I once got removed from a concert because I was air guitaring and people complained. Apparently, I was blocking their view. Worst concert event or ever. 2 hours of watching Sting having a handsome attack. Well, wait a minute. You're air guitaring to Sting? I might be worried a little bit about you, Dougie Fresh. You got an air guitar to Van Halen. You got an air guitar to the Scorpions, Judas Priest, maybe a little Jimi Hendrix, a little AC/DC, Guns N' Roses. I can see air guitars to that. I can even see you air guitaring in the middle of the solo for Hotel California. But you were air guitaring for Sting? I don't know, man. I don't know, Dougie Fresh. I'm worried about you. I think you were partaking in some of that extra activity there. That the Maniac, what's the name of that guy's name? The Maniac, what is it? The Raging Dolphin Maniac. There you go. I think Dougie Fresh. And Dougie Fresh goes, good point. I should have been removed. Yes. I mean, I can't see myself air guitaring to an Englishman in New York. It just doesn't fly. I don't know. That's kind of weird, Dougie Fresh. Air guitaring to Sting. Wow. That's odd, Dougie Fresh. That is really, really odd, I got to tell you. Wow. That's a different thing right there. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show. Did you guys see the brawl for the Venezuelan baseball team, the Venezuelan league? That was crazy, dude. if you haven't seen it, you need to go to YouTube right away and just put Venezuelan baseball brawl last night. And they had the highlights on ESPN. And I got to tell you something. First of all, the pitcher throws inside on the batter, right? And I don't know what happened between the catcher and the pitcher, but then the catcher and the batter loses his mind and starts hitting the catcher with the bat. Okay, now, mind you, it's the pitcher that threw at him, not the catcher.
We got to state that he is a lefty.
Yes.
It's a left-handed batter.
Yes.
And he gets hit, like, basically in the buttocks.
Yes.
And when he spins around, he's got the bat in his hand, never looks at the pitcher. Never looks at the pitcher. Goes right after the catcher.
Yeah. It's like the weirdest exchange. I don't know if this was a TJ Warren thing that he must have said something to him and the batter went Jimmy Butler on his ass. I have no idea what went on there. Okay? But on ESPN, what I was tripping out being Hispanic, que yo puedo hablar español, you know, and roll las R's, right? We got, Elle Duncan and Antoinette Collins. So Antoinette Collins, just because her name is Collins, she must be married to somebody that's, you know, English or American or something like that. Or maybe that's her name. Who knows?
You could have grown up in Hialeah like me, man.
Yes.
And your third grade Spanish teacher at St. John's made you practice rolling your R's.
So here's Antoinette Collins describing the fight in the Venezuelan baseball game.
The Venezuelan Baseball League and a game between Águilas del Zulia and Caribes de Anzoátegui. Yes, that's pitcher Ángel Nesbit throwing behind Alec Romero. Romero responded by swinging his bat at catcher Gabrielino twice. Then Lino took off his glove, threw it at Romero, and by that point, both benches, as you see, cleared. Here's the thing, the teams are in the playoff series and there were previous issues to it, but, I mean, come on, look at that. You can't do that.
No, yeah, you're right, Elle. You can't do that. You can't do that. And by the way, am I one of the few? I think Elle Duncan's hot. She's cute and she's hot. I got to say, she's a good-looking girl. And Antoinette Collins, it was just funny watching them describe that, right? And just, going and trying to break everything down. But you watch the video. While not funny that it happened, it's hilarious to watch it because he's so mad at the catcher. Okay? But I do have to mention that I think Elle Duncan's kind of hot, man. I got to say. I
have to say.
I kind of like Elle Duncan.
There are some pretty
She's a smart ass, too. I like that.
Some pretty cute girls on ESPN.
Yes, they do have. Yes, they do.
You know who's a cute?
They're not. They are definitely the looks column is something that they need to fill a lot because they're a lot of the women that they have on now that they're putting on now.
Yep.
Most of them are all good looking.
Yeah,
So
they are.
it seems like that's a requirement when they hire you. That okay,
Prerequisite.
you got to know your stuff. Obviously, you got to be able to do the job, which all those women obviously can do the job. Elle knows her stuff and all that. But she can ad lib. She's kind of a smart ass. I like that. But I gotta say, I think she's also kind of cute, man. She's kind of cute. But again, that Venezuelan baseball. I mean, man, they got crazy. Big O, my goal is to have one awesome item per draft pick to give away during the broadcast at Tommy Rockers. So there you go. NorCal is taking it up to another level. Figures, right? NorCal's crazy ass would do something like that. And we will. We'll have a bunch of things. NorCal's coming up with stuff. I am too. We're going to come up with some stuff that we're going to give away.
That's 14 things, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but we'll come up with stuff. We'll have stuff also. We'll have Big O Show stuff out there also.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Air guitar, a little Joe Walsh or Bob Seger. There we go. I got no problem with that. But Sting, an Englishman in New York, I can't do air guitar to that, bro. It just doesn't fly.
Synchronicity 3. When he's in the dump.
But you're still not air
it's
guitar
hard.
to the police.
Early
Not even the police.
Early police.
Right.
Zenyatta Mandata.
Like Roxanne. No, man. The police is not air guitar material, bro.
You can
It's
play
just not-
air drums.
You don't air guitar
Andy
to
Summer.
Bob Marley. You don't air. There's just you don't air guitar to I don't know. Son of a sailor. What's his name? Jimmy Buffett. There's just some things you just don't air guitar to. The Police and Sting. You're not air guitaring, bro. It's just not air guitar material.
You can play air drums. Stuart Copeland.
Yeah. Okay.
That you
But
could
it's
do.
still not Run to the Hills, and it's
Oh,
not, Boston long play, four play long time. It's not, it's not something that really brings the drums. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, Dougie Fresh. I got to say. It's weird. Big O, I heard that K Hunt will be available as a free agent. I think it will come at a good price, and he's a stud. I think Flores can keep him in line. Do you think the Dolphins should sign him? No, I think they should draft somebody. Why pay free agent money to a guy that's a knucklehead? And Mark Walton didn't pay off. He couldn't keep Mark Walton in check. So why would you keep Kareem Hunt in check? I would not touch Kareem Hunt, man. That's where you walk the line of desperation and actually what you really need to do. And you've got 14 picks, like Bill just said. Just go draft a guy. That's all. That's all. No big deal. There are plenty of running backs that come into the draft every year, and they don't get taken in the first round. Lots of guys are successful running backs in the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. So do that. That's what I would do. Save your money. Use your money on your own. Sign young free agents to long-term contracts that are quality people, not Kareem Hunt. You just went through the issue now with one running back, and it's fresh in people's minds because he's also a Miami guy. You don't need this bad pub right now. You don't need the Kareem Hunt thing. She sounds hot. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, women with Spanish-like accents talking sports, it's a hot thing. I got to go with that. I think she's kind of hot, actually. She's like cute hot. That's the way I find her. Police play the air synthesizer. Nice. There you go. Okay. I like that. Edward says, I agree. You could get a running back all over the draft. I would draft one and concentrate on the trenches. Yes, that's what you need. Definitely the trenches. Oh, okay. NorCal's going, good cardio workout. Call Roxanne. When you hear the song Roxanne, you have to do jumping jacks the entire song. But every time he says Roxanne, you got to do a burpee. NorCal, you are a maniac with your burpees. But that's why you're in great shape and I'm not. Myron Sanchez at 420 says, would you like that guy to marry your daughter? So he's talking to the guy that wants Lamar in here. Dougie Fresh says, I admit I was tanked and I don't like Sting. I was in Operation Shutdown. That Sting concert stuck with you, man. Damn. I saw Sting once. I've seen Sting several times, but one time I saw him at your place, Bill. I saw him at Tampa Stadium, home of your Tampa Yankees. And I saw Natalie Merchant open up for him. So that was actually a really good show. No air guitar for Natalie Merchant or for Sting, just so you'll know. Okay?
I got one.
What do you got?
Sade.
I've never seen her.
Sade. Air guitar.
There
Air
you
guitar,
go.
Sade.
Sade, yes. Smooth operator. Can't wait. All right, so let me ask you something. Give me a weird food habit that you have.
You know, it happened by accident. Steak and eggs.
That's not weird.
No, but A1 sauce. And then now,
still
like
not
if
weird.
I get an omelet and it's got ham and sausage and all the stuff in it, I'll put A1 sauce on my omelet.
Oh, okay, because of that.
The accidental stabbing with the steak, and it got kind of melded together, and it's like, wow, that's actually pretty good.
Okay, but that doesn't.
I don't do it all the time, but
Okay,
for
but
a little
that's-
change up,
Okay, that's
A1 sauce on my omelet.
That's different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it weird. That actually sounds good.
It actually, give it a try. The more stuff you got in the omelet, the better it is. It is actually pretty good.
I'd like to try that one day when you make it. What's it called? Weird. That's not weird. Weird is like my thing. I like toast and butter, and I put sugar on top of it.
When we were kids, we used to have butter and sugar sandwiches.
Right.
We were little kids.
All right, but do you do
And
that?
You didn't
Do
even
toast?
have to toast.
Do
You
you
didn't even have
toast?
to toast it.
But I do toast it. You toast the bread. You put butter, and that's it. That's where everybody stops. I sprinkle sugar on it, and then I eat it.
Well,
which is weird for people.
we
Most
did
people
we did the
don't do
butter
it.
sugar sandwich somewhere like in 4th or 5th grade. You're done with that. We're talking little kid.
I've seen that. I never did the butter, the bread sugar sandwich, not butter sugar.
Butter, and then you put sugar, and it's between two pieces of white
Oh,
bread.
Wow,
When
no,
we
I
were
never
kids,
did that.
When we were little. I'm
yeah,
talking little.
okay, but I never did that. But I'm saying something that you would do now, something that's weird that you would do now. What is it? What would be? Send it in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. What would be a weird food habit that you have? And those of you that are watching right now on YouTube, give me a weird food habit that you have that would disgust others, that would go, wow, that's weird. You can't do that. Gene Simmons, okay? Everybody knows Gene Simmons from Kiss. And just a little heads up there, Dougie Fresh, Kiss, worthy of air guitar, okay? Anyway, here we go. Gene Simmons, on New Year's Day, Gene Simmons took to Twitter to share a photo of his breakfast, which fuses two types of cereals, chocolate hoops and frosted wheats. That's not weird. However, Gene's post swiftly erupted and went viral due to the fact that he also had ice cubes in his milk to make it extra cold. And then he put out, anyone else put ice cubes in their cereal? The Demon's incredulous son, Nick, even responded to the post writing, 30 years. 30 years watching him do this. This is my life. Now, in response to the story that everyone's lips, celebrity gossip TMZ has ambushed Gene on the streets of Los Angeles and asked him about his breakfast habits. Explaining where the idea came from, Gene says, I was effing having cereal for breakfast. And my daughter, who's always snooping around, we were up in Canada. She asked me, Dad, what are you doing? I said, what am I doing? I'm having a G-damn cereal. That's what I'm doing. But, Dad, you're putting ice cubes in the cereal. I said, well, yeah. Who wants lukewarm milk with your cereal? Asked about the furor that's caused by his breakfast habits on the internet, Gene added, that makes a lot of sense because Kim Jong-un and the rest of the world and Mr. Putin and all the rest, that's not controversy. What I had for breakfast, well, there's ice or not, it's earth-shaking, which is kind of funny. It is weird that you would put ice cubes in your milk because then the ice cubes melt and then it waters down your milk.
Thank you.
Which is then disgusting because then you're drinking watery milk with cereal. And that's gross. Now, we're talking about a guy that spits blood on every concert and just walks around and have you ever watched Gene after he's done spitting out the blood? It's not like he's cleaning it up. It's all over his base. It's all like saliva and all that, and it's all over his stuff. So,
he wears it like a badge of honor.
Yeah. Right. I mean, think about where that tongue has been. You know, it's kind of like that airplane scene. Take that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been. You don't know where that tongue's been. In a weird places.
Why wouldn't, if you're going to do that, why don't you just freeze the milk?
Yeah, why don't you just have really cold milk? And you don't have to worry about lukewarm milk.
Get like where there's little icy chunkies in the milk and take it out right there from the freezer and just a little bit of, you know what I mean?
Okay. Which I don't want my cereal in that either.
No. Water and cereal do
No,
not go.
They don't mix.
We had kids in the neighborhood that
It's disgusting.
would do that, and it was like, what the hell is wrong with
Oh, you knew somebody that did that?
Yes, in the neighborhood. It was like, man, what's
never,
wrong with
I've
you?
never seen that in my life. I would never do that ever. Ice cream. Now, wait a minute. I mean, I'm picking on them or him for that, and I do the stupid, toasted bread, butter, and sugar, right? So it's hard for me to really pick on anybody out there overall because obviously I do my share of stupid things. But if you have a weird food habit, share it with us here on the YouTube chat board or on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-1105. One guy says, Claypool has been playing with Sean Lennon for years now. Sean Lennon's solo material, 3 albums are amazing. Okay. Yeah. Isn't it, it's called like Les Claypool something, the band that they have. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't really know too much of the music, but I've heard of it.
You know
no
who's
doubt.
somebody that doesn't get mentioned a lot, and for a while there he was real hot, and I've never seen him. Joe Satriani, man.
Oh yeah, you've never seen Joe Satriani?
I would love to see Satriani.
G-Force has come down. We'll come down when he's coming.
Yeah, he's one of the guitar.
Like every year he's coming now.
Gotta see that guy, man.
Yeah. Every year he's been coming. Let's see, what do we have here on the accidentlawfirm.com text line? A sauce is not good, but once you start eating it, it becomes addictive. Big O, I once played air violin to a Whitesnake song. Is that weird? What Whitesnake song were you playing air violin to is the question. Here I go again. I get it. You want to win a football game no matter what. Oh, Myron going to 420. Okay. On the hunt thing. Let's see. Ty from the Bronx, Big O. No time for women in my life. Big O only. Dolphins, Canes, football, and Big O. No, well, you got to make some time for the women's there, man. You got to do that. You'll go crazy. But they'll drive you crazy too. Do you think that? Oh no, 420 is going to Myron here. You guys are exchanging with each other. Edward says Gene Simmons is awesome. Let's see. Oh, John Rouse says same thing as 1 or 2% milk. Oh yeah, because it's kind of watered down. You're right. Yeah, that milk is kind of watered down. It doesn't taste the same. You know what's pretty good with cereal?
It gets that bluish tinge,
Yeah.
and it's like, what the hell milk is blue?
Yeah,
what are we
yeah,
in Star Wars? Get some blue milk,
Right.
Luke.
Yeah, you need real milk for. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Good
No doubt.
old-fashioned vitamin D, red-labeled, fatty milk.
John Ross says ketchup on salad, baby. Holy crap. Really, John? Wow.
You know what's weird that I've seen people do?
What's that?
Ketchup on cottage cheese.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, exactly.
Look, I don't like cottage cheese as it is, and then you throw ketchup in there. That's just,
Yeah.
I'm throwing up like right away. Dan Marino put Tabasco on his pizza as the commercial said. You know what? I've seen that a lot in my life. The Tabasco on the pizza is not as weird as you may think it is. That's a lot. I don't do it, but I kind of understand it. Because it's just spiciness on a pizza. So you can have like spicy things on pizza. People have jalapenos all the time. So yeah, I can see that. My kids dip their pizza in balsamic vinegar. You know what? That's different. That sounds like it works. I've never tried that in my life. But that actually, right? Doesn't that sound like pizza dipped into balsamic vinegar? That
if it's got the right toppings, it definitely sounds workable.
A little like a pepperoni?
Yes.
Right?
You know what I was thinking? A chicken spinach.
Okay.
Tomato, onion, and dipping that.
Yeah.
That would be all right.
I would call that weird or like different, but I wouldn't call that like gross. Like what I do is probably gross to most of you. toast, butter, and sugar. It's probably disgusting to most of you, and I understand.
If there's kids riding in the car and hearing this, you gave them a great idea. They get to have some sugar.
Yeah, no, maybe. I might inspire some of you out there to actually try that. I doubt it, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of a weird thing right there, and he just lit the world on fire with that one. It's crazy, right?
What, they're sparking up before 420?
Maybe just a little bit, just a little bit. Speaking of sparking hot, because when you light it up, it's hot, right? Do you know who Wanda Nara is? I gave you yesterday Mrs. Deck, right? Santia Deck from the World Football League Association.
Man, those eyes.
Everything. She's got the whole package. Okay? She is definitely the whole package. All right? Now, this woman, Wanda Nara, I want you to look it up. Wanda Nara, N-A-R-A. She is the wife of soccer player Mauro Icardi. But not only is she the wife of Mauro, she's also the agent. So she has put up nude photos of her in her IG account because she does it so she can make her, let's say, her fans happy. All right? So she put one up of her in the shower. I don't know how much you can see of that right there. Okay? And she's smoking.
Too much reflection. Try that again.
She's smoking hot. I mean, just smoking hot. But it's just kind of weird. Okay, she's an agent. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's an agent.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, well, she's a soccer star's wife. I mean, these guys, they usually have smoking wives.
$2 billion dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Now, but she's also an agent. So this is a woman that is, I mean, she's in the professional world. And she's putting up all kinds of, like, sexy pictures of herself.
Little freaky deaky.
Yeah, man. And how is, like, the dude must be, like, super comfortable with himself that his girl can just post those kind of pictures. And now, maybe there's a part of him that says, hey, you know what? She's showing off what I scored. So everybody else has to, be jealous of what I have every day in the bed. I got it, man. She is smoking hot. Wanda Nara, wife of soccer star Mauro Icardi, and she's got an IG account. You can look it up there because the pictures are probably there. And she likes to have fun. And she likes to enlighten her fans and pick them up, in other words. That's what she does with these photos. She says, I'll tell you the truth. I don't pay attention to quantity, but to quality. With my sexy photos, I give a funny moment to many people, especially in moments they are not very happy. I can understand why you're happy after you watch those photos. Many tell me in the comments, and they are very nice to me. Which I kind of have a hard time believing that they're all going to be nice. Although, then again, men are so sick and twisted that they try to be nice so they can get the woman to be nice to them. And once the woman just says hi, they think the woman wants to sleep with them right away. And the woman's just being nice, saying hi, like, hi, jerk, get out of the way, leave me alone, you're a sicko, whatever. Okay? What can I tell you? But there you go. Wanda Nara. There's some talent there with Wanda Nara. Just a little bit of talent. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
She's got to be an absolute freak.
Yeah, I would have to go with freak in bed. Yes.
Wait a minute. There's no more glare. Is that her?
Yes, that's her.
Holy
I just showed that
what?
one. Yeah.
I saw what they saw. They saw reflection. They didn't see that.
No?
No, you would have gotten a big, huge response.
Look.
Oh, there it is.
You see?
Oh, yep, you can see that.
Yeah, you can see it. Nice and
Holy
clear,
man,
bro.
my.
See? People are,
Happy, mean thoughts in
There
the
you go.
nicest way.
Hey, what
in
can
the
I tell you?
nicest way.
I am a facilitator of fun. Remember that. That's what my job in life is to facilitate fun to folks out there. And that's what we try to do here on the show. So we bring you Wanda Nara today. Yesterday it was Santia Dek. Wanda Nara or Santia Dek? Who's hotter? Wanda Nara?
I want to be
Santia
the meat
Dek.
in that sandwich.
Yes. There you go. For those of you that didn't see Santia, well, then you're going to have to go back to yesterday's show or just look it up, Santia Dek, and you'll get to see what we were talking about yesterday. Fitzmagic strikes me as someone who has weird foot fetishes. Well, because why? Does he hang out with Rex Ryan? Is that what it is? All of the Nara photos are on Reddit. I'm looking at them now with some Sting playing in the background. That's what Dougie Fresh says. Oh, just Google her, Big O. Okay, if I had that to be with, Big O, this draft wouldn't matter to me at all. Yeah, no, I'm sure the draft wouldn't matter. Dougie Fresh goes, I'm Mexican and I eat chili penguins on my pizza. What's chili penguins? What is that? Either he's super comfortable or tapping everything he sees and doesn't care. I'm going to go with the latter. He's probably tapped. He's a soccer star, man. After the game, they're on the road. There's, you know how many babes are waiting for these kind of guys? Are you kidding me? So I can see where that would be the case. No doubt about that. So I'll go with the latter on there. All right, let's take a quick break here on the program, and we'll come back for the final segment. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105.
I think he's a young man that has potential in terms of his athletic ability, his smarts, his intelligence as a football player. We saw some quality growth until he was injured in the second to last game of the year. One of the games I like to point to in terms of I saw good growth was the Detroit game in his last two drives when he took him down, put him in position to score. I thought that was an excellent job, and it showed that he started to get a grasp in the feel of how to do things.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.9%. 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, welcome back. We take you till this segment here. Out at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7, just a couple blocks south of that ginormous, beautiful guitar out there, which is a beautiful thing. All right, let's, you know what we got to do? We got to give you our picks. Yesterday, we struggled big time, bro. Yesterday, it was all gravy with the Heat game. We told you take the Heat +1 and go over 211. And obviously, Miami won 122-108, so they went way over the 211. Miami won 122-108, so they didn't even need the point as it is. And then, you know, feeling good. But then after that, I was feeling bad. I told you Boston -6. Kemba gets ejected. They lose 129-114. Rockets -8. They win by 7, 122-115. Pelicans and Bulls. I told you Bulls +4. They played like crap. Pelicans routed them 123-108. I loved the Dallas-Denver over 220. And let me tell you something. We had 19 points left at the 5:47 mark. They only needed 19 points at the 5:47 mark between those two teams. If they scored 19, we would have gone over the 220. They must have scored 6 or 7 or 8 points, I think, the rest of the way. I don't know what the hell happened. They started missing every shot possible. At the 5:47 mark, when we got to that point, because they were on a killer pace to get to over 220, right? And I thought for sure that they would go over the 220. At that 5:47 mark, I'm like, oh, this is icing on the cake, bro. We're going to get this done. Everything that could possibly go wrong after that Heat win and those two bets, everything went downhill. We went 2-4. So we're now 32-30 on the season, barely over 500, folks. What can I tell you? I'm sorry. I apologize if you lost your house yesterday. So we are now going to break down, and we are going to go with the games for tonight. Now, this is a light slate in the NBA today. There's only 4 games on the NBA slate. Your beloved Miami Heat, by the way, are off tonight. They will take on Brooklyn on Friday. First of all, let's start off with John Beilein and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll see what these slugs do today. Detroit is favored by 7. The over and under is 220.5 in this game. Cleveland's a terrible basketball team. I told you they've lost 5 in a row. They've won 10 games overall on the season. Detroit is playing. They're not a good team, but they're playing better than Cleveland. The question is, do we lay the 7? I am going to lay the 7 here. I am going to go Pistons -7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm going to go with the under, and the over and under is 220.5. I think Detroit will play enough defense to kind of limit things and keep it under 220.5. I don't like to play a lot of unders in basketball, but this is one that I really do like here, so I'm going to go with those 2 bets here. Philadelphia. Boston lost Kemba Walker yesterday. They should be pissed. Kemba should be fresh. They can shoot. Philadelphia has been having issues, but they're only favored by 2 points. So the question is, what direction do we go here in this one? Over and under is 216. I got to tell you something. I like Boston in this one. I think they're going to bounce back. They're going to be pissed from last night. They're going to get a fresh Kemba Walker. He's probably going to shoot lights out. And I'm going to take Boston +2 in this game. So ride it out, baby. Boston +2. Portland. Yes, Carmelo Anthony, Hassan Whiteside are favored by 1.5 on the road in Minnesota. They're just coming off a win as it is. The fact that they won and actually won on the road was impressive for Portland the other night. I think they beat Toronto. I want to say either 2 nights ago, I think they beat Toronto. Portland favored 1.5 on the road. Minnesota over and under 224. I got to tell you something. I cannot touch this game because both teams are bad. Both teams are unpredictable. They're inconsistent. They don't play great defense. A lot of questionable characters in this game. I'm staying away from it. Houston -4 at OKC. The over and under is 226.5. Chris Paul. Is he going to get a little revenge? OKC's been playing better basketball as of late. They do give a crap about defense. I'm going to go OKC +4 in this game at home against the Rockets. How about that? So here are my 4 bets tonight in the NBA. I got the under 220.5 Cleveland. I've got Detroit -7 against Cleveland. I got Boston +2 against Philadelphia on the road. And I've got OKC +4 at home as a dog there at OKC. Those are my selections in the association. All right, we got to thank Cyrus Wittig for joining us on the program, the man that took the Waffle House Challenge. We thank, of course, Bob Roller, the executive director of the East-West Shrine Game, Brian Edwards from BrianEdwardsSports.com, MajorWager.com for our Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment. We thank, of course, Bill, as always. Excellent work by you, sir.
We thank that soccer player's wife.
Yes.
For taking pictures of herself in the bathroom.
Wanda Nara.
Not in the bathroom, in the shower. What a nice girl.
Very kind of her to share her wares with us.
She wants to. She likes it. She wants to make us happy.
We thank John Cassio also. Great work by him. We thank all of you out there for tuning in, listening, downloading. Remember, you can always reach out to us anytime you're listening on the podcast on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. We thank, of course, Steve Ostrov, Herbie, Eddie, all the phenomenal people out here at Toyota of Hollywood, always making it nice and easy for us to broadcast. Remember, we're out here every Thursday broadcasting live from 11 till about 3, right around there.
Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to go to YouTube. Give us the thumbs up. Subscribe.
Subscribe, Big O Radio Show.
We need your help.
Subscribe at Big O Radio Show on YouTube and on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud. Be good out there.
Have a good one.